Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We're back.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
His name's Jason. My name's Baby J. I like to roll people over with a truck. Bus. Jen's here.
I'm here too. I had to turn the fan on so we didn't die.
Yeah, it was
A little toasty.
well, it still is a little toasty in here.
It's gonna take a minute.
It's a little toasty in the studio. Mo, what's going on?
Hello,
Tim,
Mo.
what's happening? Law Dog, Paint Liquor, Big Bob. There and back again. A story of a homeless painter who travels from convention to convention. You're homeless? Wait.
What?
James Meeks, what's going on? Hello.
Oh, everyone.
Hi.
Big Bobzilla, James Meeks, Paint Liquor, Tim,
How we doing?
Mo, Panic Bomb. What's up? How are you guys doing? We were talking about you while you were away. Something topical came up. I don't remember exactly what it was.
About who?
Mo just said we were talking about Tim while he was away.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Wait,
Oh, He-Man. Yeah, that's right.
are we supposed to be selling him out?
Yeah, why not?
All right. All right, Tim.
Thank you for the follow, Defrost Over. Hello and welcome. Just settling into a nice day of painting scales.
What was it about He-Man? It was something. There was someone at Gen Con that.
Yeah.
We were talking about how people were getting into painting from finding things from their childhood that they really loved. And He-Man, the one guy that bought the He-Man game. And that was really awesome. And he stood in front of the rack looking at Google for all the He-Man cartoon colors and buying paints. He came to the checkout stand with a big vibrant color palette to work from, which is really awesome.
They use pretty poppy, bright colors, right?
I mean, it's a cartoon.
I guess that's true.
Hey, Starlaser said, I noticed the new signature paints have satin and glossy. How glossy are we talking? I've wanted a deep, dark red like the crimson for a while.
So like the dark burgundy is a satin, and you can see I've used it mainly for doing her skirt. So you can see the level of shine that I'm getting on that versus like the leg where I've used all, dark blue, jade, Payne's gray style colors that are matte. Right? Same with the shine on the outside of the cloak. So it's not super bright. You can see a little bit of shine moving there on the hip. So they're not over the top. Now the glossy ones are pretty glossy.
Starlaser specifically is asking about crimson.
It's got to be shinier than this. I don't have anything with it on it. But the crimson and the petroleum brown are glossy, meant more for like right out of the bottle, like effects paints for blood and oil, wet type situations. But you can mix like the glazed wash medium in them to matte them down. We're coming out with a matte varnish that you can use as well. So they're easy to knock the shine off of.
Panic Bomb Arcade said today I saw a job listing for a miniature STL creator that is local to me, and I am very excited.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, look out.
Good vibes coming your way.
Very cool.
That would be fun. James Meeks, I have a question for everyone. What's the best way to paint volumes?
So that's a tough question because you're talking about how to paint, right? Because when we're painting anything, 2D or 3D, painting volumes is how you're going to be doing it if you're not doing like just abstract color splotch stuff, right? So getting volumes is all about creating contrast between darkness and brightness, right? So like I'm coming here and I'm going to catch the volume of this pack here by highlighting towards my light, shading towards or away from the light, right? I don't know why I hire these people.
These people.
I blame all of you because nobody told me. I'm sitting here trying to help our customers, and you're smacking me with an oversized Pro Acryl sable.
I would not dare
That's
to
awesome,
interrupt
Gabe,
your wonderful
by the way.
explanation.
That is kind of awesome. You see what work is like at Monument Hobbies?
We get to make crafts.
If you ever
We work
hear
here?
anybody at this business say they hate their job, you'll know exactly what kind of person you're dealing with.
The new Pro Sable 100.
Yeah, that's the size 100 Pro Sable brush.
That's fun. Fun to come by and show it off.
That's awesome, Gabe.
Hey,
Is
Gabe,
that with the wood?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's a lot more.
That's a prop for tomorrow's commercial, by the way, chat. Filming a commercial tomorrow. That should be running next week, I think.
what happened to your hand, Gabe?
Oh, that's good.
What'd you do to your hand?
Nothing.
Okay.
You'll see.
We did
You'll
another
see.
skit earlier.
Oh, okay.
Had like a
It's all-
missing finger.
Little behind the scenes joke,
Oh.
which y'all will get here soon, I hope.
But yeah, back to volumes. Painting volumes is really just giving things three-dimensional depth, right? Giving them shape. That's all created through light, contrast, shadow to brightness, right? Picking the correct edges, because you will start to move things closer, right? As they become higher in contrast, the more desaturated and out of contrast, they go further into the distance. So if you're painting a canvas, you'll tend to see things be more crisp that are in the foreground, less so in the background. If you make the whole thing crisp, it looks flat, right? So line weight has a lot to do with 2D art. When we're painting, it really is all about, since we're already starting with three-dimensional surface, it's all about making sure that the shadows and highlights are lining up correctly, right? That they all face the same direction towards whatever light source you've picked.
We just got raided by Malev.
What
Welcome,
up,
Raiders.
Malev? How's it going? Welcome, Raiders.
Don't piss him off. I think he's like a ninja or something.
Who's gonna
I
freestyle
mean, we got Ninja
to
raided.
welcome them?
Ninja raid.
They came from Malev.
Jen
they,
needs to
they
freestyle.
want a freestyle.
She's got 2 cheeseburgers and a microphone.
We did hear that song today
I did that.
from
2
Jason.
cheeseburgers and a microphone.
I got
That's
2
what he said.
cheeseburgers and a microphone, and then I went wiki 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 wiki. I did it. I
No
did that.
singing,
I did that.
no dancing.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want. You people can't sing or dance.
What?
What?
That's just the way it
Well,
works.
hold
man.
on. This seems very
No.
unfair.
It's good to be the
No,
king.
It's time for a revolt.
Good to be the king.
Jen even said it's time for a revolt.
It's time for a dance party.
She says that daily.
Dance
What are you talking
party.
about? I live
I'm
with,
on board for
I
the
live with
dance
this
party.
woman. She says that every day.
Yeah.
To be fair,
exactly.
you tell me not to sing and dance all the time, and I do it all the time.
He did it on the plane. I was like, "There's no dancing." And he danced on the plane. He did he did the freaking gopher dance from Caddyshack, which he's probably doing right now. As a matter of fact, yes, he's doing the gopher dance. He is the gopher from Caddyshack. Big old
it's too-
smile on his face like he
it's
has
too
right
much-
now.
It's too much fun.
This is what I have to live with, people. Groot, what's going on? Malev, what's happening, man?
Well, it said Malev actually raided with 65 raiders, but I snuck ahead like a proper ninja.
See, he's
Oh.
training them too. That's what's the problem with Malev, is that everybody that goes on his show
Oh,
winds
no.
up getting trained a little bit in subterfuge and ninja-ing.
Hold on, PK. You're making the assumption that I've actually seen Caddyshack,
What?
which is
Don't act surprised.
a very
This is-
large
Oh, I know.
assumption.
You've met Jordan, right?
Well, yes, but that's why I was excited too. I'm like, oh, cool. Jordan has seen Caddyshack.
No.
You've met Jordan, right?
Oh, Jordan.
Jen. Oh, Jordan.
Have you watched, what did I tell you to watch? The Breakfast Club?
I've
Nope.
seen The Breakfast Club.
Oh, well, there was something, Say Anything?
I haven't seen that.
That's the one you need to watch. I feel like we talked about this one day, and
We've talked about
Okay,
many a
to-
movie on
16
many a day.
Candles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I have not seen that.
See? Yeah, no, gotta.
So I met
I
his
won't talk to
dad
you.
and his grandmother, and I'm pretty after meeting them, I'm pretty sure they didn't keep him chained up in a cave. I can't be 100% sure, but they seem like fairly decent people.
Well, to be fair, you haven't met my mother.
So I don't think he can blame anybody but himself for this whole lack of general knowledge of the world. Jordan has had homework since day one, man.
Yes, he did. I definitely assigned him homework before.
He walks around the office and he says, I am a bastion of nerd knowledge. And then he looks at me and he goes,
When have I ever said that?
oh, you've said that. You've said that.
Okay, maybe I've said it once.
Shavenger says, does that Rhino have a railgun? Yes. He has a railgun that is powered by a solar pack, solar panels, and battery packs. Right? So yes. Big Rhino with a railgun.
It's a very animal-themed stream today.
We got Snake Lady.
Snake Lady, Rhino Dude.
It's against brand for anyone other than Jason to dance. Correct.
That's lies.
That's lies. Even Jen's saying it's lies. Oh,
I
my
do
Lev's
all
like,
the
dang,
time.
I'd love 2 cheeseburgers. I got 2 cheeseburgers and a microphone.
Templar MK00 brushes will be back next month, maybe.
Yeah,
But
late August, early September, but
And
they won't
that's-
be in sets, most
Yeah.
likely.
so go onto our website, look at the brush singles, and determine which sizes you're most interested in. Sign up for the restock alerts on those because they might be coming back in stock in singles within the next few weeks, potentially.
I am very excited about this.
For those of you who have not been watching, this Rhino that I am painting is part of a property we are creating here at the ranch, a new game.
Also very cool.
Malev will appreciate. He has been doing a lot of game design and development with the Black Site Studios gang. So we are embarking on a lot of game development properties that hopefully we'll get to share with you someday soon. And this is one of the miniatures we're going through and prototyping some of the miniatures so that we can do exactly what I'm doing here, which is paint. Jordan and I can go through and paint and make sure that what we think detailing wise is good in the visual sculpt also translates well to painting and building and hobbying and all that, since we are a hobby company first and foremost and not a game company first and foremost. Very important to us that all of our models survive as being fun to hobby with.
Yep.
So we're painting them. You can see things like there's a little bit of a gap on the shoulder where the arm goes together, so we already know we have to adjust the sculpt for that, but I'm going through and painting him up. This is Charlie.
Charlie?
That's not really his name, but
Oh, I was going to say, when did he get a name?
I just made that up right now.
Just now.
Yeah.
Felt like he looked like a Charlie.
Charles.
today. Charles.
Rocksteady got a firearm upgrade. Nah, we ain't messing around with turtles. This ain't no punk rock rhino.
Punk rock rhino.
This is not Mad Max Rocksteady. What kind of upstanding rhino guy would be seen without a railgun? Exactly. Mo, you
That's
got
a
it.
great question.
You got it.
If I were an upstanding rhino, would I be caught dead without a railgun?
What's going on, Green Mountain?
I don't think so.
Green Mountain says, that's my son's name. I can see the similarities. Well, you tell Charlie at your end that he needs to be careful with his railgun. The top 100 films of all time is now a to-do list for Baby J.
I've
Yes.
seen a good chunk of them.
No.
I have.
Like 2.
That's a good chunk.
I don't know that.
2 out of 100. It's more than 1%.
I don't know that. I don't know what's on the top 100 movies of all time.
I have a book.
If he's
That
you know,
has them
like
all.
if it's missing Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I can have missed that and still have a good chunk.
Alone is not enough. We'll need to watch more than those.
It's a good start. Green Mountain's like, you poke your eye out. Yes. Red Ryder BB gun. You will poke your eye out.
I've seen that.
Paint Liquor said, allow me to notify you of one product defect. I don't have one to paint.
There are 3 or 4 people out in the world that do have this model to paint.
There are 3 people out
3
there.
people won this model, along with 2 of the other ones that we're working on prototyping. They won them in a birthday anniversary stream that we did. So there are ways to get your hands on these pre-alpha super early release models. We just got to hang out with us sometimes. Sometimes we'll just get delirious and give stuff away.
That is
It happens
Jason's
sometimes.
doing.
Sometimes we just,
Lumberjack
sometimes we
Tim.
just have happy days. And in a course of a happy day, we're like, you know what? I would like to make someone else's day happy. And we just give stuff away.
I'm gonna be honest. That stream that day was a very happy day for me. That was a great day.
That was a great stream. Our birthday stream was really fun.
It was because of the cookies.
The cookies were really good.
The strawberry shortbread cookie. Strawberry shortbread.
It was our July 4th
Shortcake.
birthday stream. For those of you who don't know,
Jordan
Hobbies,
Lumberjack Tim
born on the
wants to
4th
know
of July.
if you've ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
Huh?
I don't remember it.
Oh.
Not enough of it. Not enough of it to pass muster. That's for sure. We've had long conversations about my lack of understanding and appreciation for the franchise that is Monty Python.
Well, I've only seen it. How long ago did we watch it? Like a year or two ago?
Probably a year or two ago,
Yeah.
I forced you to watch it.
I had seen. I knew certain parts of it.
Yeah.
She had frequented bars in
Yeah.
her college days
Just-
where that had been playing in the background, is what she's saying.
I've told the story before, but yes, one bar that I frequented
Frequented.
would play little movie clips in
Yep.
between the music, and they had a playlist that was was fairly limited. They didn't have a lot of movies that they would show. Monty Python, there were a couple scenes from that. The one with Sylvester Stallone where he's like a mountain climber.
Wait, are you talking about the First Blood?
No.
It
It's
was like
they're
a-
on
like
a
an
they're
adventure.
literally on a they're like mountain climbing in the Arctic
like
or something.
Cliffhanger
They're in,
maybe or something like that. But it was definitely Sylvester Stallone. And then they did Cocktail. It was Cliffhanger. Hey.
Cliffhanger, that's
Okay.
it.
I don't remember him being in that movie. I've seen
It
it
was a
before.
Stallone movie.
Was it really?
I mean,
Oh.
if Stallone was in it and it was in that time frame, it was a Stallone movie, yes.
Yeah, so there's certain movies where I know scenes of them very well, but have not seen the actual movie. And Monty Python and the Holy Grail was one of them. Dances with Cats said there was a Stallone movie where he drove a big rig truck and traveled to arm wrestling tournaments.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. He turned his hat to the back and arm wrestled, and it was all about him and his estranged son. He was arm wrestling like big wrestling
Over the
stars.
Top,
Over
was
it
it
was
called?
called Over the Top. Yep.
That's creative.
That movie
thought.
is in fact over the
That's
top.
not like an overdone movie, right? You're not gonna. It's like, oh, this story again.
Yeah. Because
Stop
that's
or my mom
never
will
been
shoot.
done before.
Which is the one that's like My Wife, the Serial Killer?
What?
I forget which
So
one
I
it's
married an axe murderer.
called. I Married an Axe
That's
Murderer.
not Sylvester Stallone.
No.
That's Mike Myers.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone was in that movie. He was in a movie with Dolly Parton where he was like a country singer or something, or wanted to be a country singer.
Stallone was?
Yeah.
Oh my God. This must have
Who
missed
knows
my
what
radar.
I'm talking about.
That must have been horrible.
It probably was.
You just watch Young Frankenstein? Abby Normal. What was the name on the jar? Abby something.
Green Mountain said, I'll take Van Damme over Stallone any day. We just got to the point in Ted Lasso where Zorro changed his
Van
name
Damme.
to Van Damme.
Oh my gosh. That's such a funny part of this.
I'm really getting tired of Ted, though.
Yeah, Jason about lost it the other night on Ted.
I'm really getting tired of his character. They really
Yeah.
just, come on, man. He's such a pushover, and it's getting old. It was good for as long as it lasted, but the fact that he has no nuts and won't man up on some things is really getting boring. It's not a good look. So I'm getting tired of it. It's making me not want to watch it. It's so bad.
Tim,
I
what
do
about
like the
Rambo?
character development and other things, the way he's dealing with his past and his wife and his son and all that
Mhm.
stuff, and it's starting to come to light. I do like that, but I don't like the fact that he just won't man up. Like, he doesn't care if they win or lose, and it's really boring. It's not good sports, you know? I'm interested to see where it goes, but it's taken a long road to get there.
Yeah. Season 3 was definitely a little weird for me.
Well, yeah, this is where we're getting to the point where it is frustrating. Like, come on, we want this team win. Because it feels so good when they win. And they all come together as a team to win.
Yeah, there's been enough catalyst situations that should have pushed him past the brink to actually man up and do something about it, and I feel like it's just a over revolving door of, well, that's not how you need to be, you know?
Oh, scales.
Oh, scales.
It looks
Blood
really good,
sport
though.
is your guilty
you.
pleasure. Oh my god. Talking about the action film 90s, 80s. Was Bloodsport the one where he got blinded?
I have seen Bloodsport. That one I have seen.
It's just a pleasure, nothing to feel guilty
Yeah,
about
it's
loving
so true.
Bloodsport.
Nothing to be guilty about there.
I don't know. I feel like that is a guilty pleasure. I feel like that's,
Bloodsport?
you know, oh yeah. Oh, anything with Von Damme in it. Come on.
What's
Time Cop.
Bloodsport about?
What the?
What the?
Is it that's Van Damme, not Stallone?
Time Cop?
No, Bloodsport.
Bloodsport's Van
Is
Damme.
Van Damme.
No.
It might be one of the only one of those films that he's been in that I've seen. But then this is par for the course for me.
You feel like Ted is the constant for everyone else in the show to develop. It's a story about how someone in your life can make you a better person. Well, okay, Songer, I like that part. I like that Ted always has a positive attitude. You can have a positive attitude and not be a pushover. I think what is getting me is that they're going the opposite direction, and they're making it seem like in order to be a nice guy, you also have to be a pushover. And I hate that, because it's completely incorrect. You can be a great person, you can be uplifting and positive and not be, you know, toxic and curse all the time. You know, I love that about Ted. But he needs to stand up for himself. He needs to grow a sack, and he needs to care about winning because he's a sports coach, and a sports coach that acts like he does would never have been put in this position anyway. Even though initially she picked him to tank the team,
Right.
Yeah.
he would not have been in a position to have been picked with this attitude because he would not have even been at a college level coaching. So it's asking me, who's played sports a lot of my life, to have this suspension of disbelief that this guy with his nice attitude somehow won games.
Well, and the thing that I'm, you know, like the way I'm kind of feeling about it is that, like, I get the, hey, it's okay, you know, and you don't have to feel bad that we didn't win. And they'll, you know, I don't know, maybe that intrinsic motivation to win will bring them together, but it would have to get to a point where the team is like, hey, if the coach doesn't care if we win, why should we care?
Right.
You know? And so yeah, that part of it to me is they've taken that part of it a little too far, I think.
Yeah, you can tell it's written by people that have no understanding of sports in that regard, because they've got Zava being the only reason they're winning.
Right.
And that's far-fetched, because even then the coach would be riding that same high and get used to winning and not like losing, and yet he still just sits there and is like, well, we had fun, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just upsetting to me. I love the character, and I love what they do with the fact that, like I said, that he gets to be a positive influence for people. I think that's great.
Because he for sure is, and we've seen the way characters have changed. But then you also have Nate, who changed in the opposite direction.
Well, I think it's interesting from the perspective of, like, I think through the course of the changes that Nate went through, he got to the point where because he was very timid at the beginning, right? So he goes from being like really timid to having confidence.
Nate,
and I think that
or Ted.
Nate.
Okay.
And I think that confidence.
Well, Nate's confidence is completely false. It's all because they called him Wonderkind, and he took all that to account that he was the only reason they won. So it was all very false because he got built up, But again, that was Ted's fault, because Ted doesn't take ownership of the team as a coach.
Yeah.
So I like that story dynamic. I think that was good, and I think that was one of the catalysts that I really hoped would have pulled Ted to start focusing. And I can understand the struggle with his personal life versus his professional life. I like that. I think there's a lot of great storytelling going on. I just think that timid Ted needs to die. They need to kill that part of the character and have him start going on a growth mission too.
I think the problem is that they've established that, like, that is who he is to his core, and I don't think that that's a thing that's going to change.
Well, I mean, you've seen it all, so.
Well, I'm not talking from the perspective of somebody who knows how it ends. I'm talking from this perspective of somebody where you're at, who still has more to
Yeah, I just hate that that's where it decides to go, because then that just becomes poor writing, right?
Mo says, whistle, whistle, whistle.
That's some of the funniest
Oh
stuff,
my
right?
gosh.
It's my favorite.
One of the best characters in there. I think Jamie's really cool, and we hated him
turned
at
out to be good. I
first.
didn't
And,
like Jamie at first, but he's turned out good. But Roy Kent is one of the best characters in all.
Yeah.
and somebody said he's one of the writers.
He is.
One of the writers and creators.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, which is great. You never had a coach anywhere close to it, Ted? I had a bunch of very positive coaches and influences as you went, but when it got on the field, it was like they were backroom positive and they were on-field focused.
Yeah.
There's no time. There's time for positivity in a group sense, but there was not pick you out, single you out, be nice and hunky-dory, kumbaya drum circle when you're doing business, right? It's like running any business. You need to be positive and focused, right? But if the goal of a team is to win, you can't be Ted Lasso. You can't act that way. And so it just gets a little frustrating, because I like how it started, and I would have liked to have seen at the end of season 2 or somewhere around there a catalyst to have him refocus. I got really excited the episode where he was reading the book about football, English rules football, right? Mm-hmm. And it lasted for a split second where Beard was like, "Are you reading my plays and my book?" And he goes, "Yeah, and I don't understand any of it." He closed it up and put it down. I was hoping that was going to be like he was going to start focusing and really digging in and realizing how he had let, because I was even okay with it being like he had let Nate down, and that it was going to refocus him because he took it internally, because I would see that as a very Ted thing to do.
Yes.
To be like, this is my fault, so I need to fix it, I'm going to get better. And they just it just keeps getting glossed over and glossed over and glossed over. This is a Ted Lasso podcast stream, yeah.
Well, I'm curious to have conversations about it once it's been finished.
Yeah, I'm sure it changes by the end, but can't wait for the reboot of Over the Top. Please, God, no. If there's one thing we definitely do not need in life, it's a reboot of Over the Top.
What's that?
The Stallone arm wrestling movie.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, that's awesome.
What's happening?
He's using hot pink.
Nice.
Magenta and transparent red.
Nice.
Magic mixture.
We approve here at HQ.
Hope everybody's week is going well. Haven't had a moment to stop and think about it. Got back from Gen Con on Monday. Put in a full day's worth of work. I can't remember what day it is now.
Yeah, I came into your office. You're like, what day is it? Thursday. Okay.
I legit don't have any idea.
It's Frime on Tuesday, said Hipster Gum.
It's what?
Frime on Tuesday. Songer, the actors are on strike as well, so even if they recycled old scripts, they don't have anyone to perform
Everybody
in
is
any
striking right now
shows.
in Hollywood.
All of Hollywood on strike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Burn it down.
The
Reality TV is the future.
yeah.
That's what's got them to this point.
Well, I even read something earlier that the people who are doing all the I want to say graphics. That's not the right term.
VFX is going on strike. No,
yeah,
they're unionizing.
well, they're unionizing. Yeah, that's what it
VFX is trying to unionize. A good buddy of mine is in. Well, I say good buddy, a guy that I know from motorcycle, has been posting a lot and about how happy he is that the VFX workers are calling for unionization. I think it's Disney's VFX team that their principal VFX team, the majority out of 50 of them voted to unionize, so they're going to see where that goes. I mean, there's no guarantee there, but it's going to cause a stir in the industry of people wanting to unionize. I honestly think that reality TV is what's put us here as a large component of it, because in reality TV, the only people that get paid are producers, right? They don't have to pay the people in the show that much. They get their 15 minutes of fame and Instagram accounts and all that stuff. But the people that make the money off of all that are the studios and the producers, because the advertising dollars that go into it and all of that, right? All the revenue shares go straight into the pockets of the people that made the show, not the actors. You know?
As a thought that I've been listening on and off while I play games, so I may have missed some finer points, but I disagree that Ted Lasso is a pushover. He usually ends up getting his way. He's just patient. He doesn't force his will right away. He endures until others see his perspective. And when someone close to him is threatened, he steps up immediately. For example, the dart scene. The dart scene was great.
One of my favorite scenes in the entire show.
I disagree. I think he's a complete pushover when it comes to the sports side of it. I've liked a lot of the other personal growth things. I think that a lot of his personal conversations and stuff work really well, but we've never seen him say in a single episode that they need to focus on winning.
Yeah.
And they, when they get their butts kicked, when they, and part of it I think is the fault of the way the show is presented to us. When they're on a win streak, we don't see that.
Yeah.
We only see the big games that they focus on. They lose them all.
Yeah.
Or they tie. The one at the end of season 2 where they tied to get promoted again was big. But again, it's like they focus so much on the aftermath of a loss and his response of, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. And the fact that he hasn't tried to learn anything about soccer the whole time you're there, it really deflates the idea of a head coach, like a manager and stuff like that. That's not the truth of coaching.
Yeah.
You couldn't have a coach that doesn't understand the sport he's playing in. So it's just weird to me, and it's part of my inability to suspend my disbelief, right, or whatever you call it, right?
Well, so you have the ability to suspend your disbelief when you know the genre is. Like when that's part of it, like fantasy, you can fully get into fantasy and sci-fi stories like that.
Yeah.
But I think because this is more realistic, you want it to feel realistic.
It becomes a little tougher.
And it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a little tougher.
Yeah. It's weird because the show is not about soccer.
No, it really isn't.
It just is.
Well, that's the theme that it's told under. Everything is about life. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What you're doing during that life.
Yes.
The Longest Yard wasn't about football or prison. It was about humans interacting in bad situations. But it was a football movie, So you still look at it for that.
That just reminded me of one of the movies that I don't think Jordan has.
Which one?
Any Burt Reynolds ones?
No, Shawshank Redemption.
I have seen Shawshank
Oh, you have?
Redemption. I have.
Oh, okay. Was that recent?
Wow. That hurts my feelings.
No, I felt because I felt like we talked about that recently that you didn't. That
No,
you
I've
hadn't
seen it.
Okay,
I saw it before I moved.
Okay.
I've seen it like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is probably up there with one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
For some reason,
it's a
I thought
tremendous
that there
movie.
was-
Yeah, Shawshank
I think it's
Redemption's
one of the ones
incredible.
where I always say if you're reading a top movies list and Shawshank isn't on there, that you have to have a problem with the list. If the list isn't like a drill down top 100 horror flicks, you know?
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it should absolutely be up there. I
Yeah,
think
Shawshank's
that
a tremendous movie.
I think that and what's the other one? Which is my favorite is Good Will Hunting.
That's
Is up there?
such a good movie.
Good Will Hunting's a great movie.
That is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
For the record.
That's a great movie.
Has not been beat for me. Yeah, I think there's a lot of movies that belong in that list for sure.
I hate those kind of lists, right? Because even inside my own brain, I don't know that I can agree.
Well, it's all objective. Well,
What's
it's
going
all objective, right?
As we
Like,
sit here and talk about
or
those kind of
subjective,
lists,
I
I
should
change
say.
my mind constantly. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, but what about that? Because somebody in chat will go, but what about this? And it'd be like, oh my
Right,
God. We'd
yeah.
get to movie 99 or 100 and we'd name it and be happy. And somebody go, but what about? It'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
the top 101
Yeah.
movies of all time.
yeah.
Right? Beastmaster is the best movie of all time. Only when you've slipped and hit your head. Mo.
Goodwill 2, Hunting Season. Goodwill Hunting's 2, Hunting Season. What is that from?
I don't know.
Hunting
Wad,
season.
remind me what that's from because I know that.
Azathoth, your high school played against Remember the Titans team. The score, like many other things, that movie is dramatized heavily, even down to the promise that the Titans had just become integrated or that they were the only integrated school they played at the time. What's the point?
Okay. I was going to say, I think it's from a Jay and Silent Bob movie.
Are you telling me Remember the Titans wasn't about football? Yes. Yes, because a movie that was truly about football would be a documentary that teaches you how to play football. I feel like that's what you're really doing. All the rest of the movies are about humans and human interaction, right? Star Wars, human interaction, or species I don't know what you do. There's aliens there, so it's not all humans, but. Good versus evil.
You memorize Jay's rap, one of my many useless talents.
Oh my gosh, so many scales.
Yeah, you're in scale
I'm
hell.
in scale land.
You did this to yourself.
I did. It's a cool model though.
Actually, Mateo did it to you.
Yeah, you know, next time I'm gonna complain. Say, Mateo, this is a beautiful model.
Send you his email address.
Yeah, I'll shoot him an email. Say, what the heck? This model has too many scales.
As a thought, the point is somebody else mentioned that movie. the Remember the Titans. Tim says he thought everybody had Jay from Jay and Silent Bob's rap memorized. Oh my God, beers.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Oh, here we go. 5,501. 5,502.
99 scales.
Do not make me count them.
That's gonna be your next job.
My next job is count the scales?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You grew up in a small town. Your margins were low at the time. Tim's mad at you because you don't know.
It's okay, Tim. That's right, Tim. Everything's going to be all right.
Wait, what does he not know?
Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh.
Clerks.
None of them?
Oh, well, I've seen Clerks. 2. Two.
I love how he throws that in. Oh, I've seen Clerks.
2.
Ugh.
I saw it when I was in Hawaii when I was very young, and I thought it was hilarious.
Jen is having a good time with this.
Jen is enjoying this so
I'm looking
much.
at Tim. Because Tim's like, have you seen any of them? And it's 2?
Yeah, I saw Clerks 2.
Clerks is a desert island movie for Green Mountain. Tim's gonna shoot you with his laser eyes, baby Jay.
Hey, at least you got the laser
He
eyes.
does have laser eyes now.
I love chat.
Oh my gosh, chat, you want to hear something weird? This is a good one. So you know how we've all experienced this. You're talking about like a product or something.
Oh God, this is
you know,
weird.
We talked about what? I don't know. You talked about something like that. And then you go onto Facebook or Instagram and there's an ad for pizza. Okay.
Yep.
So what's today? Thursday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, Jason came out of his office at home. Comes out. I'm sitting on the couch, and he looks at me. He's like,
I want to preface this before you hear the end of the story
Okay.
that this is all 100% factual.
100%.
She is not
factual.
making a single thing up.
Not making it up. Okay. So he comes out, and he said, I need a giant beanbag chair.
What?
I came out of my office and said, I'm buying a F-off big beanbag chair.
Big beanbag chair that I can sit in while I'm on my computer. Like, do they still make those?
So when you're just watching YouTube videos. You're not doing anything on the computer.
No, it's not like computer work. You
Nah.
just,
I don't like
relax
my
and watch
office chair
videos.
because I sit there and I get slouchy and I do that and I'm all uncomfortable by the time I go to bed. So I'm like, I need a big ass beanbag chair.
Yep.
Right?
Okay. So we talk about that. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Get one. Where do you get that? Are they called like Love Sack or something? And I said, yeah, Love Sack. I'm pretty sure it still exists.
And
How
I
is
said
that-
something like, I think they're in malls. Malls don't
Yeah,
exist
malls.
anymore. Blah, 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 blah.
Right. Yeah. And then we kind of went off, and that was that. Yesterday, we get home. I pick up the mailbox. We go inside. Jason takes the dog out. I'm looking through the mail. There is a postcard
For Love Sack.
for Love Sack.
This is how you know we live in a simulation.
Yeah.
When it has overflowed from digital, your phone listening to you, to the mail in 2 days sends you a physical card with Love Sack in it. And before that, I didn't even know that Love Sack existed. The Matrix.
It's the Matrix.
The freaking Matrix, man. The steak last night tasted really good. I'm staying.
I'm jealous.
It was good.
You know what's really funny about this is you talk about the steak, and I remember the scene from that movie where the guy is talking to the guy about being plugged back into the Matrix.
He's like,
and
I know this
eating.
thing doesn't exist, but it tastes so good.
Yes, yes. Oh, it's so good. That's why it's so funny that you brought up steak.
Gabe, I think you're missing the point of the story.
They make couches too. They're very, very comfy.
I imagine that they
Ignorance
are very,
is
very
bliss.
comfy.
Oh
we
God,
would
I need
like
to
to
watch
get
that
one.
movie again.
But it's the fact that not only are we seeing the things on our phones, but we're now getting them in physical form in our hands in our mailboxes.
That's the thing, right? Is I'm used to like yapping about that,
We-
and then
we don't
I see an
even-
ad on Facebook.
Yeah, we don't even think twice about that anymore. It's like,
But
we
it's a
know
physical mail.
This was actual mail.
We have never received mail about beanbag chairs.
Never.
Ever in the history of ever.
Yeah,
and
it's really
not,
bizarre.
And it's also not like we are.
And it wasn't in one of those coupon packs.
No.
It was a single address to us,
Yep. Had my
like-
name on it.
like card
Yes.
for Love Sack.
Yep. He's tuning it out and focusing on how cool the beanbags are.
Gabe's just in the ignorance is bliss part. Yeah. Green Mountain, I'm with you, man.
Can we
Unplug
get
me,
one
let's
for
fight
the
robots.
office?
Let's do it.
Plug me in. Let's
Well,
fight robots.
let's see if we get a postcard in the mail tomorrow, Gabe, for the office.
Yeah.
Because it was like a 20% discount. Maybe we will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we don't need, well, that's true. We don't need to make anything more appealing for people to nap.
My assigned National Security Administration agent was just doing me a solid. That's right. The FBI was like, I think they deserve a beanbag.
Yeah.
Let's send them a card.
Let's give him a discount.
Nice. Unbelievable.
Well, here's the most important question of this. Did you order a chair?
Not yet. I keep
No, not
forgetting. I'm really bad about doing the things I need to do for myself. It just doesn't happen. It takes me getting super frustrated. Maybe after stream, I'll go order one. Hey, remember we have a 4 o'clock, so we need to be on the lookout.
Yeah.
As people are leaving, they
Oh.
may come before that. Just have them come grab me. Hey, Gabe.
Gabe?
We have a group coming for a meeting at 4 o'clock. Can you help us since we're in here? Tell the guys, tell Phil, tell the gang up front that
They can sit on the couch.
if they show up to call us out of here, we can go to the conference room.
Oh, yeah.
Because Baby J will be finishing up on his own.
I promise I will make sure to make not a whole lot of noise.
Oh, we don't care.
All right, chat. He said he didn't care. Time to have some fun.
Well, now Gabe is demanding things.
What?
What?
He said it depends. What do I get out of it?
Wow. You don't have.
Chat.
What you get out of it is a full workday tomorrow.
Chat, do you see what I have to put up with?
That's what you get out of it, Gabe.
You see how this works around here?
You get to work tomorrow.
Green Mountain Jordan is painting the sacrifice.
The sacrifice.
Yes.
Or sacrifice?
Yeah,
I've
zoom
seen
out,
it
let,
written
zoom out,
both
let the
ways.
wonderful people see this amazing model and the work you're doing on those scales because they're freaking phenomenal.
Yeah,
Killing it.
We got Snake Lady. And we're painting some beauteous scales.
Did I spell
It makes it look like my camera doesn't work
Because it's so
because my
bright and
colors
vibrant.
are not anywhere near like that. I'm painting like desaturated, sad rhino.
I mean, this is just the way I like to paint. You know this. I love bright, bold colors.
Green Mountain? The link for some reason I don't think worked, but
What's that?
But you can get that model on monumenthobbies.com.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is the thing not working again?
It did earlier.
What the heck?
I fixed it. Not
You
my
did
fault.
fix it.
No, you did.
I really like the blue that we got going on back here.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Discord
Discord
Looks
worked,
really
but
good.
did I
Cool.
spell it wrong?
Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, very.
The Discord one worked.
Yes, exactly like a Quetzalcoatl.
There it goes. Snapping.
It was napping. That's
Mark
what we
is
said.
really
It was.
lazy.
So last time we made a joke that the Discord bot had just had a rough night
Yeah.
and was sleeping in
Yeah.
and taking the day, but now it's sleeping in again.
No, she just took a nap. Well,
She
after
just
lunch.
took another
snooze.
nap. Oh my goodness.
She's up now.
Okay,
Working again.
we rung the bell and
Yeah.
woke her up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bot was in the beanbag chair. Takes a minute to get up from that.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? I'm almost willing to say that that's okay.
He said it.
As long as there's a beanbag chair involved. So before, when we were talking about volumes, that's what I'm doing here, right? And get shaping my light up towards that upper right of these battery cans. So that shape is better defined. Shard, that's not what that wasn't what we were talking. No, don't eat the paint.
Nope. We keep on talking to you guys about this, about not eating the paint, and you keep on doing it.
I'm using faded green over the top of yellow green over the top of my camo greens to give me this military green color. If you're interested, it would be a great way to do fatigues and other military style colors for sure.
And no, we don't manufacture the models. We are the distributor for Mindwork models and Journeyman miniatures models.
we make it easy for you in
Yeah.
the United States to acquire them. So you don't have to order
Exactly, so
them
you don't
from
have to have them
Europe.
shipped from, so that if you are in North America, you don't have to have them shipped from Europe.
Yeah. Which is always a bit of a pain. It can be very difficult to get some of these models in the United States. So us being able to stock them and have them available for your purchasing pleasure is awesome. Man, when I said I was going to be painting scales for a week, I don't think I was lying.
No. I think you were actually underestimating the time it's going to take.
I could probably do it in a week. A week's worth of streams, I think I could probably do it. Depends on how deep I want to go on Scale Town.
Paint Liquor says, guess who didn't get a Don't Eat the Paint sticker with their signature set? You understood the message? No.
no,
That
that's
didn't.
not
It
what
doesn't
that
mean the
meant.
opposite if you didn't get the sticker. Xenobomb says he's hangry. His UPS order better get there soon. They better be bringing you meal prep, because if they're bringing you Pro Acryl, we know where you live. Your lips say no, but your eyes say eat the paint.
Oh my gosh.
No,
You guys! Stop it!
not true.
Not true. Green Mountain, yeah, they're great. The Minework stuff is fantastic. I've been working on Morgana Le Fay. They're tremendous models. They are complex in their simplicity,
Yeah.
is a good way to state
This
it.
is
I
not a
think.
complicated model.
No, but it is in
Neither is
terms of
yours.
like 50 million scales and such, right? So
You had to say it.
they have the right details in the right places. They become very, very fun to navigate around, and they give you a lot of things to play with light on. And great models. Same with the Journeyman stuff. Same with my Rhino. My big ass Rhino. He's very large.
Large?
Large. He's very large.
Large. It's a large rhino.
Wad said, I thought their eyes said, why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Yes, correct. Wad for the win.
Wad gets a Watomaton for that. Mr. Watomaton. I do think it's hilarious that I still call you Wad Tomato N.
I think that's really his name.
Definitely your name.
Who's got the big plans for the weekend?
Well, Ruben and I are going to be watching Evo because I missed watching it while we were at Gen Con.
Evo, what's that?
It's the biggest fighting game tournament in the United States. They do it every year around this time.
I don't understand. Like,
Like-
are we talking Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Street
You're
Street
expecting
Fighter.
me to know more than I do.
Yeah, my apologies. I do that sometimes. But yes, for games like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat and Tekken and stuff like that.
Sure.
He and
That
I
makes sense.
are both fans of fighting games, and so he was like, "Hey, do you want to watch it?" I was like, "Dang it, it's going to be at Gen Con, or during Gen Con, I can't watch it." He's like, "Well, I can wait, and we can watch it when you get back." And I was like, "That sounds like super fun." So that's what we're doing this weekend
Look at that.
on Saturday.
Making friends at the office.
I'm friends with like everybody here. Turns out our office is like full of super cool people. Except for that Paul guy. I don't know who his name
Telemachus.
is. Just kidding, Paul. You're just so much fun to make fun of. In the best of ways. You give it as good as you get.
Poor Paul.
Or Paul.
Paul's like the nicest guy. Everybody here is so mean to him.
He's mean
What?
to us too.
People are mean to Paul.
Oh yeah.
What?
Jacob
Why?
and this guy just freaking torch him daily.
Oh,
Just absolutely smoking.
nice.
What?
I go
what-
back there and Paul's like huddled in the corner crying.
No.
I have to
Like
console him.
rocking.
I have to
No.
I have to give him some consolation
Paul has
hugs.
a dark side.
Paul has a dark side. I'm also genuinely very nice to Paul.
It's a good thing I had actually finished drinking before that came out, by the way.
Oh my god! I need to send you a link to a thing that I saw yesterday that had me dying. That was very similar to that.
He recently spotted an albino Dalmatian. It was the least I could do for him.
I like that one, Tal. That's like a deep cut. I've never heard that one before. That's pretty good. Pretty clever.
Wait, what's this one? Recently spotted an albino Dalmatian. Oh, that's so sad.
It may have
Wow.
broken Jason though.
Tell. That's so good.
No, I like that one a lot.
That's so good.
Oh my God.
Paul Lasso.
Lumberjack Tim, happy anniversary. What movie are you gonna see? Squad's playing board games.
Twitch Summerlin, what's going on?
Shard reorganizing my work desk.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do this weekend. Relax and not be around people. I'll be honest.
Got your first commission. Need to transition from army building and painting to full-on terrain crafting. Oh, holy hell!
That's cool.
Birthday party for your youngest. Well, happy birthday.
Omicron working.
No.
Wah, wah, wah. I have to do work this weekend. Jen's cracking the whip. I got to go do like
Home
wall
repairs.
repair, drywall.
Oh my gosh. It's Tony. I definitely understood that joke wrong.
But yeah, it's Tony. I'm glad you went there.
Thank you. Thank you for enlightening me.
You're trying to get your wife hooked on painting. Fingers crossed. I hope she digs it. That'd be
Yay.
fun.
He did get those very cute little anthropomorphic models from the
Oh, the ones I
across
got.
from us. Yeah,
Yeah, ones I got.
they're very cool.
Maybe you can take her to Tucson Comic Con and the paint and take. Monument Hobbies paint is there.
Gabe, we were sitting across the aisle from some RPG company the whole time, right? And they had this big poster that had like I think one of them was like a big eagle or something like that, you know, like eagle mage, and then there's a little owl warrior.
Yeah.
And it was the cutest thing. This owl was just big eyes, bright world owl, like baby
Bright
owl
world.
looking thing, but it had a shield and a sword. And so I'm looking at this poster the whole time going, damn, I wish they had a miniature of that. And Gabe goes, they do. And he had bought like all of their miniatures, and I was like, damn it. I did not want to buy anything at Gen Con, so I bought it. I bought the box with the models in
You
it.
did?
Yeah.
It's
I
okay.
didn't
You
buy
still
anything.
spent the least amount.
See, Gabe, they don't work for Jen because she hates birds.
I don't like birds.
It's a box of birds. But
You don't
they're
like
cool.
birds?
They're
Terrified
cool
of
bird
birds.
characters.
Terrified of birds.
But she hates birds.
Okay.
Cannot
Like she's
stand birds. Not
Duly
fan
noted.
birds.
her least favorite movie of all time is The Birds.
I've never seen it. I refuse.
Mo says birds suck.
They do. They do. There was one day I went home. This was sad. I got home one day and it may have been like a Friday. You were busy. Or no, you had a meeting, a late meeting or something. Anyway, I got home and there was a tiny baby bird
Oh, that's right.
ground in our backyard.
Yep.
And it just
Been tossed out of the tree.
couldn't fly. It was like had just the little bits of fluff feathers, so brand new, and it's just mouth open, and I was terrified of it. A tiny little bird that couldn't.
Did
do
you get all
anything.
those birds in the box?
I didn't. Carter came over.
Oh, Carter came over.
Yeah, Carter and
yeah.
William came over, and they put the birds in the box
Yeah.
for me.
But what about the burbs?
Horrible. And then one day I came home, and there was a bird sitting on like the front doorstep, and blocking like I couldn't get in the house.
Did you go to the grocery store instead?
No, I
That's
was
like something that I would
well,
do.
I was just standing there, and I'm like, what do I do? Like, this bird is not moving. I think it was sick or injured or something. I'm like, I don't want to touch it. Bird. And,
Bird.
And then I'm like, okay, so here's how I know that I'm still a somewhat decent person, because I could have. We have rocks all over our yard. I could have picked up rocks and started throwing rocks at
At the house to get the bird, yeah.
At the bird to get, and I did not do that because I didn't want to further hurt the bird. So I don't know. We had like this post of a little security sign, and I just started tapping the ground right up next to it, and it eventually kind of hopped away. But yeah, that was terrifying for me.
It maybe like
Yeah, right. Baby birds are gross. Grow some feathers already.
Grow some feathers already.
Grow some feathers already.
It was very sad though. And one more thing to prove that I'm sort of a decent person is that somebody who doesn't know their own address ordered bird food on
Here.
Amazon, and it was delivered to us. The label has our address on it, our HQ's address on it with some random person's name, and it was 2 big 50-pound bags of bird food, and I am going to take them to a shelter and donate them.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's like wild bird food.
Yeah, that's why I have to take it to like the place where it's like a wild animal rescue. It's the one. So when we did find those little baby birds, so the baby bird, there turned out to be 4 of them, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, and so I was Googling, and there's this wildlife rescue, and but they don't like if you rescue a wild animal after 6 p.m. you're kind of out of luck because they
Yep.
close.
They all go
Yeah,
home.
they close at 6.
I'm like, and
This is
then I
wild.
have to put these birds in my car and drive them to you.
No.
Like, this is,
No. Not happening. Not happening.
Gabe said we could spread the bird food all over the parking lot, and then I get a week off.
Oh my
That
gosh.
would be my absolute nightmare, is if I drove up and it was just birds everywhere in our parking lot. It'd be
Can you
horrifying.
imagine? She would just
Oh
not
my
even get out of
gosh.
it. She would
No,
turn around and go
I
home.
would just keep driving. I wouldn't
See,
even try to
Jen,
drive.
I'm the same way with bugs. If there were bugs like that around here, I would be like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't like bugs.
I
either,
will
but-
see y'all later.
Yeah,
I
but
am
the
not
birds-
going in
Yeah,
there.
but Jen would be like, "Hey, I'm down at Starbucks working today."
Yeah, they're just too unpredictable. They fly at you, and I don't like it.
I get it. Bugs do the same thing,
Yeah.
except they're smaller and creepier and stuff.
Creepier. You're a big dude. They're not gonna hurt you.
Except that they can.
They can't. What
Except
bug
that
hurt
they
you?
can.
Except that they can.
Cora last night caught like a little lizard. I think
See, my dog is fearless.
she got it by its tail, and they dropped their tails. So she didn't quite know what to do.
Oh, did you just like have the tail?
Well, so the tail, so she dropped it, and because it detached itself from its tail, and
yeah,
so
yeah.
she dropped the tail, and it was like still twitching, and so she's just sitting there with like putting her nose on it and like snorkeling the ground on top of the little twitching lizard tail, and then I think she ate it.
What a good dog.
She does like the bugs. She loves to play with
She
and
wants to
chase
catch all
bugs.
of them, and
Yeah.
the lizard's running up the wall, and
Yeah.
her short little legs trying to jump up the wall at the lizard. The lizard's
And we
like
do
8
have-
feet away.
More bugs at this house. I don't know why, but we've got these tiny little like crawly bugs, and she loves those.
Nope, not into that. Would never
They're super
be able
tiny.
to.
Like, I don't even see them.
Would never be able to live there. Swear to God.
They're like, I don't know what to do with you.
I'm serious. I have a legitimate like phobia of bugs. They freak me out.
You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
get it off, get it off.
Jordan, you and I are never going to be going to Lumberjack Tim's house because
He
His
has like
wife has bird
tarantulas.
feeders, and he has pet tarantulas.
Well, just don't bring the barbecue out. Don't bring the tarantulas out.
Hey, Jordan.
Leave all that inside.
What if I have Tim? Hey, Tim. I'm not even gonna ask Jordan. Hey, Tim. What I need you to do, take me some photos of your best tarantulas so that we can set them as his like desktop background.
He's out.
Not listening.
Jordan just quit.
I'm not listening.
Moving back to Washington.
You need to get it to where it's like we'll switch
tarantulas
it out
are
of
the
his,
cooks.
his desktop background. We walk
You
in
guys
one
are
day.
gonna
and
do that one of these days. I'm gonna be so mad. Actually, I'll probably laugh. That wouldn't freak me out that much. It would make me uncomfortable, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't make me mad.
You'd know it's all because of love.
I know.
That's the hard part, right? Is it love hurts sometimes, Big J?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. What a day. What a day it has been.
It's been a week.
Yeah. I mean, not as much for me as you guys, but
New product launch. Signature paints are doing phenomenal. Thank everybody for that. Good stuff.
hey, Lumberjack Tim. Sure. Just because you're Tim, I'll allow it. Outsider Arts, thank you for the follow.
Wait, so Law Dog, are you saying that you had to get tarantulas that people kept as pets in their dorm rooms, or did the dorms were they just
Collect
teeming with tarantulas?
He likes us.
They're terrestrial based, so they don't like go in people's apartments.
Big spiders are safe spiders. Be careful of the small ones.
Yeah, it's the small ones that'll screw you up.
Okay, well, where was this campus, first of all? What school is this? Where wild tarantulas just roam freely. That's
Australia.
terrifying.
And just never invite me anywhere near there.
What if Baby J had ended up at that school?
I would not have
Not
survived.
teaming, but like once a month or so. And it's in San Antonio.
I was gonna say in Texas, my great grandmother's front lawn would have tarantulas show up. She'd go and
No.
pour boiling water down the tarantula holes to kill them.
I've never, thankfully, seen a tarantula outside of the zoo. I can't imagine. What
I've
it would
held
be like
one
just to
once, and I
walk out
gotta
into your
admit,
front
man,
yard and
it's
see
like very
tarantulas crawling
alien.
around. That's horrible.
It's very alien because they are just so Hollywood, you know? But then in California, we had big wolf spiders, and you'd see them outside by the pool carrying their babies on their back or something, and those are pretty disgusting.
Okay, Tim, as pets, he has them outside of Phoenix? Or they just walk around his yard?
What?
Tim said that he has a friend who lives outside of Phoenix that has them at his house.
Yeah. Tarantulas are... You can find them here.
Did I ever
Wild
tell you
tarantulas. Okay,
about
outside
the
of Phoenix, though? I am fully in the middle of Phoenix, so I think that I'm safe.
the time when we were renting a house and we had a crazy ant infestation? Yeah, it was. I literally like came downstairs in the morning and our entire downstairs like kitchen was completely just, they were everywhere.
That's pretty natural.
Not a comfortable day for me.
That's pretty natural. Just ants.
Not a comfortable day for me.
They're just ants. It's not like the swarming ants in South America that eat all the people, or in Africa where you get the ant migrations.
Well, hold on. So here's a piece of some interesting thought process for your head. You build yourself a healthy resistance to being anywhere near these kinds of creepy animals, so that when you are around the scarier ones, you know to avoid them, and it's built into your bones.
That makes no sense at all. You will freak out if you're not around bugs. It's not like those of us that are like able to be around bugs are like, here, buggy, 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 buggy. When we see like a black widow, we're not trying to like pick it up. It's like oh my God, you would have absolutely. I don't know if has Baby J been here for the whole pool story and from my California house, chat. I don't think so. I don't think we've had that story. So in California, I was remodeling the concrete around my swimming pool, right? It had just standard concrete around the pool. And it was cracked, and so it needed to be, they floated with self-leveling concrete to get it, it's just a thin layer of concrete to make it look new.
Yeah.
And so they're doing that, but in order to do it, obviously I have to clear off the whole area. So I had a big plastic, it was probably 5 feet by 3 foot, big box that you put all your swimming pool, the sweep and all that crap in, all the hoses and, whatever. Mats, big thing. So the guys moved it out to the front lawn. My front lawn had, like our house does now, it had a retaining wall, but it was 6 feet high. So I had a front courtyard in front of the house. I built a wall around it so you could go sit out in the front yard and not have to see the street. And so they just put it there because the backyard was all pool, very small backyard. And all of it was concrete. So they stick it out there. Well, there's grass out there. They threw it down, whatever. And then they were doing the concrete, and then we, found a problem, so we had to jackhammer up a bunch of stuff. So anyway, the thing wound up sticking out in the front of the house for like a month longer than we thought it was supposed to. And then we're like, okay, well, they finally got it done, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go back and grab it, so that we can put it in the backyard and have the pool supplies again, because the pool is filled again now and ready to do the summer thing. Go to pick it up, right? And we go to pick it up, and a spider crawls out from under it, and so I was like, I said we probably ought to tilt it over and see if there's any bugs and spray, because it had, plastic things that are that big have that lattice work underneath them to where it had a bunch of little pockets of diamonds of plastic to make it sturdier on the bottom. And so I was like, okay, yeah, let me go get the bug spray. So I had, spider, ant, whatever, bug spray like that. And so we go and we turn it over. The bottom of that thing had, I don't know, I'm just going to say 100 of those little pockets, those diamonds, right? Because it was 5 foot by 3 foot. So it had a lot of those diamonds. They're probably about that big, like 3 inch by 3 inch, right? So I'm going to say there were 100 of them. Maybe there were more. Every single one of them that we could see that didn't have like dirt caked in it had a male and female black widow mated and eggs hatching. So when we turned that thing over, I'm not lying to you when I tell you that there was probably about 100,000 or 1 million spiders because the little bitty ones started crawling everywhere. It was like a bad movie.
Yeah, that's like.
I freaked out, and I don't mind bugs to the point where I won't kill them. Like if I see them and I'm armed, right? I'm like die, and I don't even. But I ran. When I saw it, and some of them were big. Yeah. Like the females get big, And some of them, the females span the entire little gap of the thing that they were in. And I was like, I'm out! I took off.
I like Paint Licker's idea. Where's the napalm?
Yeah. I was like, burn it with fire. We came back and sprayed that whole thing down, the yard, everything around it, and it was like, no!
God.
Because my fear, of course, was that we had uprooted it. Now they're going to be in the house.
Yeah.
Right? But we never saw a single one in the house.
Good.
And it was like literally like, that thing was sat about 10 feet from my front door. And that was just happening underneath.
Nuke it from orbit.
It was crazy.
On board.
Crazy. Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way. Yeah, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Tarantulas would have big spawns around the same time. Yep. Oh, running over them? Except for jumping spiders, we get along well. Those things don't want to be anywhere around you, though. Fast arachnids freak you out. They're OP. They are. I don't think there are slow ones, though, are there? Omicron says, I've never seen a wild tarantula. Lots of scorpions, though. Yeah. And even a Gila monster.
I haven't seen that.
The heck is that?
Mo says, the one time I was shrunk, I had to fight off wolf spiders all the time. The mutant ones really suck. This is the second time he fell and hit his head. You've got some tarantulas that are lightning fast and will put a hurting on you, like with their bite.
Have any of them ever bit you, Tim?
Spider orgy. It really was. He once cleaned out a big RV garage, and there were probably 10,000 spiders littered throughout the place, like dead ones. Living in Tucson was the only time so far you've ever had a close encounter with a black widow. No thanks to that again. In my garage in California, that same house, I was digging around in a toolbox or something, and one ran up my arm, and I flicked it just instinctively. And when I flicked it, it landed on the thing upside down. It was a black widow. I was like, whoops! You've never been bitten. You treat them like fish. You just don't mess with them. You just watch them in their cage.
For licking, not for cuddling.
Like cramping that lasts months and nausea. Yeah.
What's that?
From
The venom.
the venom
From
From
a
a
black
spider.
widow?
some of his spiders.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I've been bitten by spiders before, but not any that you don't see them.
Yeah.
It's just I know I've been bitten by them because you get the two little beep and the thing welts up. And with as many old cars and crap that I've been around my whole life, there's invariably like reaching your arm in to get and twist a thing in the back and being bitten by things. And there was an old van we were working on that had a rattlesnake nest underneath by where the spare tire and the gas tank were. Nearly got bitten by a rattlesnake trying to drop the gas tank. There's like 5 or 6 of them up under, like between the gas tank and the floor pan. You were bit by a wolf spider as a kid while sleeping. What'd that do to you? Well, we know it made you, but other than making paint liquor what he is today, what did that do to you? Bit by a spider once, not sure what kind it was, but it took forever to heal all the way. Avian says, guess I'm not retiring to Arizona for sure. It's not bad here.
It really is.
But it's actually very good for bugs here. With spiders, you see like regular just house spiders all the time, and I don't mind those at all because they eat the flying things. And I'd much rather know that there's a spider in the corner with a web and all the dead carcasses of flying things than to have all the flying things.
Flying things are annoying.
Because the spider ain't gonna do nothing as long as there's things to eat. And when there's not things to eat, it doesn't come eat you; it leaves. They're not stupid. Had to take meds, and sitting at school was not fun. That sucks. What, did it bite you on your butt? Did you get a sphincter bite? Was it a sphincter spider?
Oh my god. What is happening?
Yeah, it says yes, it was. It was a sphincter spider. They crawl up your drawers and bite you on your sphinx. Tarantulas around you guys will bite as a last resort. They kick hairs first. Kick hairs? Like they fly out at you or something?
Oh, you said the hairs are like little harpoons full of venom.
Yeah, they do like spray out real quick. Like there's plants that do it too, right? One's gonna call up baby Jabez's bum. Now he's never gonna sleep again.
Sphincter spiders were featured
He's gonna tape his butt cheeks
on
before he
Rick
goes
and
to bed.
Morty, said Mo. But Gabe.
Oh, is this a thing? You think Schvink? I Schvink, this is an odd conversation. This is why Gabe works for us.
Oh, so you answered your question from earlier. Why do I hire these people?
They make you itchy but can cause blindness and suffocation. I just love where this is going. I love that you have these as pets. Oh yeah, they're perfectly fine unless they get out.
Throw their harpoon hairs at you.
I don't like this at all.
It's like my buddy that I told you about. He worked for me at my company in Dallas where my mom worked, and he had a Burmese python, and it was the greatest snake. I'd go over to his house, and the snake, you could play with it. It's huge. I don't know. I'd say it was like 10 feet long. It was huge. right? It just went forever in this big. He built this homemade container for it that was probably 8 or 9 feet long or whatever, probably 8 foot because he was using like 8-foot timbers. And he made this cage with it, and it had glass or plexiglass all the way around, and then like a chicken wire top. And it was heavy duty. It kept the snake in really well. But he'd take the top off to feed it or whatever, or he fed it in the bathtub. He'd take it out, put it in the bathtub, and then throw chicks in for it, and the chicks would run around and it'd catch them and eat them. But he'd leave it in the cage.
Not women. We're not talking about.
Why is that bad? No, chicks, like little chickens.
Baby chickens.
Baby chicks. So they'd go buy baby chicks at the feed store, right? You could get baby chicks and mice and rats and stuff like that. And you could get them either like freeze dried or you could get them alive. He'd do the live ones for fun every now and then, and the freeze dried ones all the rest of the time. And but you'd go in there and he'd open the cage and he'd talk to it like it was a pet. He'd be like, "Hey, come here, boy," and it would rear up, whoop, and it would rear up and its head would come up to the top of the cage and goes, "Here, put your hand on its nose." And I'm like, "Hell no!" You know, and it's like, "No, seriously." He puts his hand on its nose, and I go, "Okay." So I put my hand on its nose, and you go, "Now push," and you try to push, and I would put all my weight. And I'm not a small guy. I'd put all my weight, and I couldn't move that snake even a fraction of an inch, and it was leveraged up probably 2.5, 3 feet on
That's
its body.
crazy.
But you would push on it, and it would push back immediately, and you couldn't move it. Like you'd be, and it was just like I'd have more ability to make this wall move than to move that snake's head. It was crazy. It was so strong. So that worried me because then he got his wife was pregnant and they had twins, right? And she the whole time was like, "The snake's got to go," and he's like, "No, I've had that snake forever. It's staying." Blah blah blah. And so one day, I mean, they kept the snake, and I think the kids were probably like 2 years old or 3 years old or something like that. They were crawling around or something like that, you know. And his story to this day, they said they were crawling around and they got down and they banged into the heater for the cage because it had a little dial down at the foot, you know. And they crawled under there and supposedly turned it up and cooked the snake because they came home. They came home one day and the nanny was there and the snake was dead. It had burned, you know. Well, not burned, but you know, they dry out,
yeah,
right? Dehydrate, die. And but I always told him, I was like, "Your wife did that." I was like, "Your wife paid the nanny an extra $20 and said, here, I need you to go turn that knob to the right all the way."
All the way to the
Oh
right.
my gosh. Okay, so what I don't understand is why.
Why what?
Why you have a pet like that. Or why you have an animal like that in your house.
So for him, it was really weird because he would take the snake out and it would sit across the back of the couch with him at night while he watched TV. It was like us with Cora, but it was just different, you know? That was it. He had the snake from when it was really small, and it got to be really big. And he just, all the time, you know? It was like his pet. Just like any pet. Yeah, I felt bad for the snake, because I thought the snake was really cool. Now, I do have to agree that when you know that you have a pet that's that strong, that isn't going to be the same as like a dog and be able to recognize, I think, and maybe I'm wrong here, the value of like the baby and have the relationship to a human. You know, if the baby happened to crawl up and whatever, the snake could be like, "Look, food."
That's what I'm saying. I thought that's where the story was going to end.
You come up and there's like a big lump in the middle. There's a 2-year-old, you know, toddler lump in the
Get
belly of
outta
the snake,
here!
right?
Look like this snake that Baby J's painting right now.
Interesting.
has
We're talking
something
about
in there.
snakes.
But I mean, you know, I have to admit, like, you can look at that snake and it would stare into your soul, that thing. Like, it's like, you understand why the viper is such a historical figure. Like, there's snakes in, like, every known historical record where people think of the snake as, I mean, look, you're painting one.
Yeah.
Right? The snake is like the bringer of knowledge and wisdom in a lot of cultures. And it's like you can stare into its eyes and be like, yeah, I can see that.
This thing knows what I'm thinking.
A strong pet just means it has to do one mistake and things get pear-shaped. Well, that's what I told Jen when we got Cora. I said, you have to understand these little dogs are like pure muscle. They're muscle with a mouth and a poop hole. And
Muscle with mouth and a poop
you
hole.
feed it, it comes out the other end, and it just builds more muscle. That's all they are. And so if you ever do anything where that dog gets mad at you, especially because in most houses you get an alpha, one person is the alpha, one is definitely like the zeta, you know, and the dog sits in the middle a lot of times if you're not careful. But she's been great with you. She protects you. You're her
very
pack.
protective of me.
You're her
very
pack.
protective of me, for sure.
But, you know, like I had a Old English Mastiff, and she was the same way. But she could make mistakes because she was so big.
Yeah.
Cora, the thing that Cora can't do is she's not big enough to, like, break your leg with her tail, kind of a thing, right?
No.
Right? Like, my Old English Mastiff's tail was, like, 2.5 feet long and had more muscle than Cora just in the tail.
Cora, though, and I think probably a lot of dogs, even ones that aren't as big and strong as Cora, but she could for sure knock me down.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And you know, the
I
way
mean, you
she,
saw when she pulled me over out on the street and nearly killed me,
that's
right?
Yep.
When I was walking her. Avian, she's our Cora is a pit bull mix of some sort. She's a rescue dog. She's beautiful, but she's short. You know.
She got short little. She looks like a pit bull, but she has short legs.
Yeah, super short legs.
Her legs look like a basset hound legs. So they told us at the shelter that they thought she was a mix of pit bull and basset hound.
That's just That's just what's a
Which
short
I can believe
dog?
it, but because her legs are in like her feet turn out, whereas pit bulls are more like kind of bowed out in their chest and rounded front legs. Hers are in, and so her paws turn out like this when she stands. And they're really close together. It's the cutest thing. Love to the shorties from Zambies.
What up, Zambies?
Her name at the shelter was La Shorty.
La Shorty.
That had
La
to change.
Shorty.
That's so
And we're like,
funny.
that's not her name.
Stupidest name.
Yeah.
Because it got her down by like Yuma.
Yeah. She's definitely all muscle. Not a wiener pit, no. She's got really thick, like big leg, like stocky legs.
You got a huge chest too.
Yeah, she's definitely. I mean, I could believe
She is dominant pit.
for sure dominant pit, but I can believe the basset hound thing. Or
Well, you look up
pure pit
Staffordshire's.
and she's got, you know, like there was some defect somewhere. that
Well, you
made her
look up
legs look
Staffordshire, and that they look like her.
Yeah.
They just don't have the hijacker thing where her front legs are a little bit shorter than her back.
Correct, yeah.
They are more of a level dog.
right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. She's basically like a Staffordshire
Yeah, for
Terrier,
sure.
except that her front legs are just a little shorter, so she has a little hijacker, like hot rod lift to her butt.
Yeah. Really funny. You just wanted to say
she got a
wiener
lift?
pit.
I just like to say Wiener Pit. That's not the kind of movie you should be watching. Zambies, I painted with all of the colors from the new
I'm
six
proud
sets.
of you. Good job.
You didn't eat the paint. Are we proud? We are.
Yes.
We are. You're learning. You're getting it. We're just here to save you from yourself, Zambies. What's going on, girl?
I know. We just haven't done that. We talk about it, about the dog DNA testing.
Nah.
I will do it because I'm curious.
Nah. Who cares?
I care.
She's my dog. Doesn't matter what she is.
It doesn't matter. What she is Cora.
You had animals as a kid. You duct taped their special lamp
It's underwhelming.
the tank so they couldn't get out. One got stuck in the tape and roasted. I killed a lizard once because I accidentally hit the heater on in the summer
I feel like
in
you told me
Texas.
that story.
I just set something on the kitchen. We had the kitchen and it had like a bar that wrapped around in our apartment, and she was on the bar. And I put groceries or something, scooted it up next to the wall, and it just flipped the heater switch on. And I came home, and it was like jerky. You could take it
no.
out. I took her out. I banged her on the counter.
What?
Gonk, gonk, gonk. I was like,
Oh
Dad,
my
do it in the garbage. I was really bummed about it, but I also know how to have fun. So
Oh my god.
I've always been this way, chat. It didn't just hit me one day. It's kind of like this is the way it's been forever.
They do Zambies. It's like a dog breed test. I don't know if they call it a dog DNA test, but they can determine what breed if you have a mixed breed dog.
So here's what we
like that
do.
we're-
We swab her and then me and then send it.
Ah.
And we see what happens. We see who
Yes.
shows up knocking on the door. Right?
Maybe swab you first. I mean, he feeds the dog off of his spoon sometimes and then eats out off of it afterwards.
Heck yeah! What are you talking about? You don't share utensils with your dog?
Our dog is she's actually quite skilled at eating off of silverware.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She gets
She's
the
very
whole
delicate.
she gets the whole nibbler face going
Yeah,
and just takes it without touching the fork. She's good.
very cute.
We don't know anything about her history, but she knows how to do some stuff really
Yeah.
well. Other times though, when she gets excited about whatever's on my fork, she just slops it like takes the whole thing. I don't care. I'm still alive. Hairdo, hi, I'm here to avoid working.
I think they do it for cats too, Zambies. Here's my trash gremlin.
He's got chihuahuas with underbites because they breeded with pits. I feel like you just shouldn't do that. All cats are trash demons.
Whoa, hold on now.
You love how people care about dog breeds and stuff with cats. Sure they do. People care about cat breeds like nobody's business. It's just you have to be in that world of cats rather than dogs because there's like the
Probably.
hairless cats, there's the Manxes, and
Yeah, that's true, and I'm sure that there are.
There's a ton
you
of
know,
them.
like the.
there's probably not
the-
as many as dogs.
The American Kennel Club has the dog show every year.
Yeah.
Which is televised, but like I'm sure there's an equivalent for cats, but
You
know,
can't train
it's
a
not
cat.
on TV.
Only whack jobs train cats.
Well, but I mean like to show them
Yeah,
for their
maybe.
breed and
Maybe.
bloodline and things like that. I don't know.
You can breed. You can train a cat.
Whatever. You can't make a cat do anything it doesn't want to do.
Well, that's the key. Is you always make it want to do
the
something.
Maine Coon cats can be
Maine
trained because
Coons.
they're like dogs.
They're more like dogs. They're the big ones
My
that we were
friend
looking at.
in college
Yeah.
that had them could call them and they
Yeah.
would come and
Yeah, I'm just tongue in cheeking it.
yeah,
Because cats, the thing I love about cats is that they're like, you're not the boss of me.
yeah, exactly. Do
Whereas a
what I
dog's
want.
looking to please, the
That's
cat's
my-
like, plah!
Yeah, like our pillow. I do what I want, and it's the cat flipping off.
Yep.
the bird.
Yep. Cat don't care.
That's what makes cats cats.
Cat's gonna cat.
You gotta love that about cats, though.
There's also something that I've read about felines and their when they intermix breeds of felines that there's not as much specificity, I don't think, as there is in dogs, so you don't get as much variation. I don't remember the terminology.
It is very rewarding when a cat likes you. That is true.
Definitely, man. When I went to go visit my mom this couple weeks back, right, for my stepdad's funeral, she has a cat, and the cat never comes out, but the cat comes out for me and hangs out and purrs and does the thing and lets me pet her and all that stuff. And all their other cats are dead, but they had an older black and white Sid Vicious cat that was always fun. I used to love Sid. I was always threatening to steal Sid, take him back to my shop. He would be a great shop cat.
Oh, they had 5 cats that were $1,500. When I first read that, I was reading it as they had at least 5 cats and spent $1,500 on all of them. What kind of cat costs $1,500?
The hairless freaking Egyptian.
I don't actually think it's those ones. I think it's I remember reading about it when I was looking at cats.
Servals.
That
Big
sounds
cats?
right. There's like a couple of very specific breeds of cats
Yeah.
that are like very expensive.
I'm telling you, man, those ones that are like the Egyptian freaking worship cats are super pricey and they die quick.
One of my old coworkers has a couple of those.
Oh, that's like a cheetah or a leopard.
Let's go catch like a wildcat.
That sounds dangerous.
Oh, it's only the size of a dog. It looks much bigger.
All right. How are we looking on scales today?
23 and a quarter and 39 inches long.
We're getting
Vile needs,
scale
who are we
town.
rooting for this football season? You're in the wrong place. I haven't rooted for football in decades.
Whew.
I grew up with it in Texas, but I haven't cared a lick about football since, good God, the 90s?
Sports ball.
Probably the 90s? It's like so
Aw.
random because at our house, the only
Yeah.
sports that ever gets like discussed or whatever in the house is when Jen is like randomly watching basketball.
Yeah, I like basketball. I'll watch the
If you want a conversation
playoffs.
going here, it has to be about food.
That's true.
I gotta figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight. And then this weekend, I'm officially doing the whole meal prep thing, so we're gonna start cooking a lot more food. Which is good.
Need to do that.
Tired of going out.
Is it for real
food
this
all the
time? You said that like 6 times.
I know. I'm really bad about it. Looking to make changes.
I'll believe it when I see the fridge filled with Tupperware.
Yeah,
Fair
those
enough.
little portioned containers.
You can do it.
I did walk to work today.
You can do it. I was going to ask
did?
because I didn't see your car out front, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I walked to work today.
This morning,
Gonna be hot.
'cause
That's all right.
I went out.
You cool down
so
pretty quick once you get home.
I took the dog out when I went home at like 1:00 and took
Mhm.
the dog out, and it didn't feel hot. It was like 102 degrees. Didn't
Oh.
feel super hot. There was a little bit of a breeze, but it was incredibly humid.
That's the big
For us.
problem.
See.
Incredibly humid for us, not for you, because you're from a place that's pretty high in humidity.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I was very sweaty.
yeah.
Just standing out there for a couple
It's
minutes.
it's only 105.
Yeah, it's
Not
not
too
bad.
bad. And it's gonna cool off.
Generally, as the humidity goes up, the temp comes down
Yeah.
a little bit. But
Hairdo.
Hairdo says, I currently use Vallejo matte varnish as a protective coat for everything. I've used it now exclusively 5 years. Sell me on your back. Well, we don't have to sell you on it yet because you can't buy it. I want to know if it's more of an appearance-focused product or if it's a protective one too.
it's a hard coat, but it's acrylic. So that's like saying, which of these soapbox cars is the fastest, right? None of them are going to be as good as buying a real hot rod. Any acrylic varnish is more for visual sheen, both gloss and matte, than for any kind of protection. That said, they will offer protection over but it's basically like just putting another thicker layer of paint on at the end, as opposed to a lacquer, what we would call a traditional lacquer, which will give you a more protective coat. Right? It's stronger, but they're UV resistant. They do a very good job of getting the sheen consistent. They can blend a little bit because of that. Yeah, I mean, anytime anybody asks me questions like that where they use another brand, I'm like, well, if you've used our paints and you've chosen our paints over another brand, then our varnishes will show you the same exact reason to use them versus anything else you've used. We just spend more time on them to get them right. But yeah, I'm always hesitant to say that, an acrylic is going to give what people think of as a really good, protective finish coat, because that's not what acrylic varnishes are good at, no matter how much urethane is in them or anything.
So Avian and Wad are kind of have been maybe a little triggered by the fact that we're saying it's only 105 and it's not too bad. But you guys have to understand that it was like 119. So
When
in
it drops under
comparison,
110 here, we're ecstatic.
it's quite a reprieve to be able to say it's 14 degrees cooler than normal. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And you said it's 80 in your room, you want to off yourself. It's not 105 inside.
It's like 70
We're
something.
not primitive here. We have air conditioner in all of our homes and our offices and our cars.
Yeah, it's not like Washington.
Yeah, so that's the trick about living in Arizona in the summer, is that you go from one air-conditioned environment to the next, and you're fine. There are some people who work outside. Those people are crazy. They're a very special breed of people. And then there are people who are just not smart, and they go out and hike in this weather.
And they become on the news.
We've already seen them on the news this year. So.
You always know in traffic the car to stay away from. It's the one that's painted black with the windows down in the middle of the summer. That person is not having a good day no matter what's been going on. and stay away from them. Don't get caught in that kind of negativity. It's just plain hot here. You just got to realize that's the way it goes.
Cookie crumbled this way. We can't change it.
Helicopter rescue ain't cheap. Especially when Arizona has the stupid tax for search and rescue stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you get charged the full amount if it's because of your stupidity. Especially during like monsoon season when flooding happens.
When they drive in,
If you drive the wrong way down that
Screw
road
you.
and get caught, that's all on you, buddy. There's no state
I
fund
think
to
the
help
only
you out.
person who didn't have to pay for the helicopter rescue was the lady who kept spinning. They had her hanging in that basket thing.
The winds
and
were so high.
It was so windy, and they didn't have it hooked up right or something, and she just was just spinning.
Yep.
I don't think they charged her.
I hope not. Unless they did.
I mean, she got saved, so
Yeah,
you can gripe about being dizzy.
that's true.
All you
but
want.
You're alive.
You were alive.
She got charged double.
Is there an end to all these scales?
No.
Are you still painting scales?
Oh my god, yes.
Have you seen this model?
Would you like to take a look, Jen? I can.
It's a few. It's a few more than a lot.
It's,
She got charged double. She got charged double for the ride because it was like an amusement park. Hey, quit your bitching. Most people have to buy tickets for this ride.
Yeah. Plus, you got to be on TV.
not sure that I would want to be on TV for that. Not sure I'd want to be on TV for anything.
Weren't they saving her from flooding though? Like it wasn't her fault.
No, I think it was a rescue.
She was a hiker.
I think it was a hiker.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say it's different if you're
Paint
like.
Liquor said I love that video. Do you remember Paint Liquor? Was it a hiker? I think she was a hiker.
I remember seeing the video and like it literally looked like I was ready to puke watching the video.
It was pretty bad.
She was just spinning 1,000,000 miles an hour.
I remember I watched like a short or something the other day. It was there was like a group of people who were like flying kites, and there was a kid that was holding on to one of these
Hey
kites.
Jordan.
Yep.
Go fly a kite.
Hi. Why would I fly a kite? I'm
You
too
make me
heavy.
remember.
It's not gonna rip me up into the air. Like what happened to that kid.
Oh, did he get taken up in the air?
Yeah.
How awesome is that? I
Yeah.
want to buy that kite.
Yeah. So this kid got like whipped up into the air, and you can see like this little spray of vomit after a minute, because it's like whipping around, right? You're just like, this is not.
Dude, if there would have
great
been a
time.
chance, had I known as a kid that there was a chance you could get ripped up in the air, I would have done a lot more kiting.
It was super windy. It was a big kite, so.
I could have been like I
But
probably
yeah.
would have grown up with kiting as part of my resume if I'd have known that. I'd have been like, hey,
The
check this
kid
out.
was saved. He was caught. No harm done that I could tell. But it was very interesting watching. All of a sudden, he just goes, whoop, up into this. It's just like, okay. I'm like, wait a second. Oh, it was.
An injured hiker. She was like 70.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she was old.
Doing out there?
She was
Yeah, it
old.
was literally the best.
I'm
I
sorry.
remember that
Yeah.
part that she was very old.
I mean, I get wanting to. Don't.
No, we
Okay.
don't. Yeah,
Okay.
don't. We don't get those. That's silly people doing silly things.
You know, babe, you'll be out hiking at 80.
No.
You'll hike to the top of the
Jen, do you even
Camelback
hike right
Mountain
now?
and then like do yoga.
No, I would not say
that
that I hike.
No.
I have gone on hikes, but I would not ever consider myself to be a hiker
Yeah,
or even one who really enjoys it much.
I am
I
right
used
there.
to
with you.
do. I would get up before sunrise on New Year's Day and go to South Mountain and watch the first sunrise of the year.
I mean, that's
which
just
is a
kinda
lovely
cool.
experience. So you can see the whole
Yeah, that's cool.
valley, and it's really nice. And that's a nice. I don't even that I don't really consider a hike because it's very
You
much
just drive up.
trails and
Yeah.
it's not I mean, there's parts of it that are strenuous, but it's very easy. So it's more of like a nature walk.
Kinda neat.
Tim's gonna be moshing at 80. But you got laser eyes now, so you're just on your way to being the bionic man.
God, my grandmother is the bionic woman. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
all
had
kinds
like
of
both
replacement
knees, both shoulders.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She was a Spitfire, like little.
She is pretty funny. She's a wild little lady. And emphasis on the little. My
I fell in
grandmother
love with her immediately.
tiny.
She's tiny, and as she was talking, his dad had to look at her and go, English.
Oh.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, my dad about 2 or 3 years ago married my now stepmom, who is Venezuelan,
Right.
like from Venezuela.
Right.
Like she was here visiting her daughter, who had a kid and was going to school and all that stuff. Who you met, Carla?
Oh, is that's the one that was there? Yeah. Yep.
And they don't like predominantly speak any English at all.
Right.
And Elaine my stepmom does not know any English.
Right.
Or well, she knows a little bit. She's learning, but it's a slow.
So your
progress.
dad must be fluent in
Yeah.
Spanish.
Well, our family's Nicaraguan, so
Oh, okay.
my grandmother's from Nicaragua,
Okay.
and so he grew up learning Spanish.
Okay.
I did not,
Okay.
which is a little frustrating. But
Duolingo. It's not too late.
I'm gonna have to at this point.
Duolingo is fun, and it's
No, you're not. Your grandmother did a great job when she got yelled at. English, and she's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what she'll do is she'll be so used to like speaking Spanish, because they speak mostly Spanish at home, that she'll like turn to me and I'll say, "Hi, Nanny," because I was calling her Nanny from the time I was a very, very, very wee lad. I'd be like, "Hi, Nanny, good to see you," and she'd like go in Spanish. I'm like, "I don't know what you're saying," and then she'll keep going in Spanish. Be like,
She never
"English,"
wanted you to
and she'll
learn?
keep going in Spanish. I'll be like, "Nanny, English," and she's like, "Oh, oops," and then she'll rattle off whatever she was saying in English. It's
She
so
never
funny.
wanted you to learn?
Huh?
Spanish? She never wanted you to learn Spanish?
It was weird because our family, when she moved here from Nicaragua when she was very young, I want to say she was like 17 or something. She kind of like became estranged from the rest of our family down there. And to the point of like, I've never been to Nicaragua to visit family. I don't know them
Yeah.
really at all. So as a result, like I never really grew up with any of that background of my family, or any of that heritage or any of that whatever, right? Because I'm a quarter. So as a result, and my mom is like very white family, right? So there was no need for me to learn Spanish. So it just because my dad didn't speak it primarily.
So you didn't take Spanish in school?
Yeah.
Did you take a foreign language?
I took German.
Oh.
Yeah. And I did not.
All of us taking these languages that are
Yeah, I was like,
useful.
I don't want to learn Spanish.
I took French.
I'm gonna learn German. And then obviously didn't retain a ton of it.
Yeah.
I remember a little bit of it.
Jason?
I threw in some words
Little
yesterday.
sprinkles of
Sprinkled
German
a little
yesterday.
German in when I was
Well,
talking with
you took it
Tomas and Katrine.
in high school and at college as
Yeah.
well, right?
Mhm.
So you got a little bit more. I took it for 2 years in high
I'm
school.
53.
Yeah. It's been a while.
But your memory is much better than mine.
Really?
Yeah, I have terrible memory. It's true.
Who are you?
Hi, my name is Jeff.
It would
See-
probably, if you had just like a little brushing up on the German, it would probably come back to you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of you probably, because like when you learn a language younger, you remember it better.
Yeah.
So
I remember a decent bit of it.
Yeah.
And like I learned some like I don't know where I learned this, but like I learned a lot of the like structural bits for like Japanese very young, which I remember pretty much all of. So I can like look at a Japanese word and pronounce it correctly,
Wow.
but I don't know what the heck it means.
Yeah.
Which is a weird
Yeah.
thing. But it's yeah, I do need to learn how to speak Spanish. It'll make the get-togethers with my family, which are wonderful, better.
Yeah.
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 So, because they have a lot of parts of that family that don't really speak English either. Like the kids know how to speak English, but the parents don't really.
Yeah.
So.
I took Spanish in college, and I mean, I know really basic stuff. And then at the job I had before we started Monument, it was a school, and everyone in the office, I was an administrator, everyone in the office spoke Spanish.
Interesting.
Except me.
Oh.
And they would speak, like have conversations in Spanish
Around you?
around me.
That's super
which I
frustrating.
did not like.
Yeah, that's really frustrating.
So I was trying to brush up on my Spanish at that time, but I ended up quitting the job instead.
Yeah.
It's 3:53, so
Oh my gosh, it's 53
Gotta-
already? Oh my goodness.
start to wrap up probably. Oh,
Hey, what do you know?
are they
Look
here?
at that.
Okay.
Well, chat, looks like it's just gonna be us.
You're losing me.
We're losing both of you.
Yep, me and Jen are
I'm
leaving.
gonna throw the links up real quick here before I go.
I do have the keyboard and everything, so
In
I
the
should
I
be...
painted battery cans.
I painted lots more scales on Snake Rider.
I'm painting the
Bye,
chunky
everybody.
bits that hold the rail gun.
Actually,
All right,
got a
gents
lot
and
of this
germs,
done.
I'm out of here. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Don't treat Baby J too horribly. Then we'll catch you on the flip side.
You know you just told them to treat me like terribly, right?
I mean, I like stirring the pot a little bit, maybe.
Of course you do.
I just told them to treat you nicely. Are you saying that they would do the opposite?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Bye.
Bye.
What's up, chat? What shall we do? Can we start the Evo bag giveaway now? Yes. How are you all doing? Y'all rascals. I am very much enjoying this model right now. It is a freaking blast. Also, where is the Dark Sea Ben? Dark Sea Ben. Dark Sea. Did we lose Dark Sea Ben? Oh, there it is. I'm literally holding on to it. Bum, bum, bum. Dark Sea Ben. Oh. Yeah. This. So I'm going to try and build up a little bit more of these highlight reflections on the back. Kind of working my way up from the bottom to the top. Bottom to the top. Woo! You're loving not wearing glasses? Yeah, how's all that been, Tim? Wad Tomato, just because they left does not mean you get to start eating the paint. Don't eat the paint. Heck yeah, paint liquor. Is that not something you were able to do before, Tim? Heck yeah, paint liquor. Hey, look, he wasn't saying anything about eating paint. I can support that. I exist to see chaos and eat paint. Nope. Not doing that. Dragonheart! Hello! That's awesome! Yeah, it was great seeing you guys at Gen Con. It's always fun to be able to meet all of the people in the community, out at large. The best. It is literally the best parts of those kinds of shows. It really is. Because something is wrong with your head, as Thoth. You've been dropped on your head or something. Or you like sucked on some batteries and your taste buds don't work right. Some electrical imbalance going on. It's not supposed to taste like that. It's not. I promise you, it's not supposed to taste like that. So I've been kit bashing a Gargant to a war dog. Okay. You accidentally made a Cookie Monster space. Okay. Vile needs. No, you do not. The coarse gray earth will go on and it will adhere to your base. You do not need to glue it down, which is awesome. Makes life easy. Just paint, slop it on there, push it around a little bit. Oh my gosh, Paint Liquor. What's wrong with you? What's happening? I don't know. Oh, man. So many scales. I feel like I need to take a break from the scale monster. Do I have anything fun to paint in here? Not that this isn't fun, chat. Nope. I got some stuff. Well, I got this guy. We can paint up this guy. A little bit. A wee little bit. Model is rad. Got his head floating around here somewhere. Right here. Boop. Yeah. Automaton. Protecting yourself from radiation? That's not how that works. It depends on how thick you spread it, Vile. But I would say leave it for, like, the evening. What's up, Baby D? How's it going? Hello. Hello at the wifey. You can feel it in your third eye. Oh my gosh, Paint Liquor. Why, thank you. It was awesome meeting you as well. Glad that you guys stopped by to say hello. I am doing the thing where I'm painting scales for days. And it's rough. We're on day 2 of scale time. how far away is Nova? So let's see here. Nova is on the 30th. So it's like 2 weeks away. Oh my god, it's 2 weeks away. Holy cow. Not quite. It's almost 3 weeks away. Yeah, so 3 weeks. So basically 16th to the 30, or yeah. Yeah, it's a little less than 3 weeks away. Baby J, come to Dragonfall with Jason. Come hang out. Where's Dragonfall? Well, you got 3 weeks, Tim. Plans can be changed. Can you afford to stop if you need this display ready? I mean, it's coming along. 3 weeks is plenty of time. Wyoming? What the heck? Or Wisconsin? I don't know which one that is. Mississippi? I don't know. I can afford to stop if I need to. Wisconsin, yeah. Oh, dang, that's a rough one to move. Yeah, that's pretty tough. To any normal person, that model would be done if the wings had some color. Yeah. Go there, get some squeaky cheese. Hey, I had some squeaky cheese for the first time at Gen Con. But poutine. Buffalo chicken poutine. And it was delightful. And now I'm really hungry because we're talking about food, and I didn't have breakfast, and I had a really small lunch. So, Baby J is pretty hungry. Omicron, Nova is a painting forward hobby convention in DC. It's predominantly like a charity event. So they do a lot of like charity raffles. They do a big painting competition as well. It's a really cool show. You should check it out. Gosu, yo, hobby homies, how goes it? It goes well. We are here. I've been abandoned by Jason and Jen for a very important meeting. You know, so we can blame them for that. They can probably hear me saying it through the wall. So, you know, that's what they get. Jeez. It's what they get. They leave me for important work meetings. Yeah, Gosu, how's it feel? Warmly welcomed in the chat. Yeah, it's a cool show. It'll be really interesting for me because I haven't been there since it was a much smaller show. So they've recently moved it. I think it's this year is the first year that they're moving it to a bigger convention hall. They used to just run it in a hotel, and it felt pretty cramped, and like that there wasn't enough space. So it's cool that they've moved it to a larger venue now. Is it still in a hotel? Okay. It's got to be a much bigger hotel, though. Come on. Wait, Gosu, you got to be going to Nova. Come on, man. Let's go. We got to hang out. You got to paint with us at Nova. There's no planning about it. All right. I don't want to hear any of this. Oh, man, I tried, but I can't do it. You're going to try, and you're going to do it. Hey! We've got Jacob. He's here. We have Jacob. Jacob's arrived. It's post 4 o'clock, and Jacob is here.
I'm here.
What's up, Jacob? How's your Thursday going?
It's pretty decent. I'm a little tired, but got a lot done.
Heck yeah. I was really struggling before stream. It was rough.
Yeah.
I was a very tired boy.
Everybody was tired today.
Yeah.
Good old pre-Friday tiredness.
Yeah. Free Friday tiredness.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Right on.
It's today, pre-Friday.
We got where they're all saying hello.
Hello, everybody.
You gotta engage your audience.
Okay.
Big man on campus. You're sitting at the big man's desk right now.
I know. I know.
I know. You're gonna try and make it down there next Thursday? That's sweet, Omicron. We will see you then. I know you have your order that you gotta come pick up. So what you got going on for the rest of the evening?
I don't know.
That's an acceptable answer. I'm gonna figure out food once I'm done here. Because I'm freaking hungry. Because I haven't eaten
Yeah.
much at all today. I had like leftovers. Like half of my Chinese food from the other day. No, less than half. Maybe a quarter of my Chinese food from the other day.
Do we make a granite?
It was the previous name before brown gray.
Oh, okay. That was. I kind of like the name granite more, but.
It's not really indicative of what it is.
But I understand why. I get why it was changed.
Yeah. It doesn't really look like granite.
That's fair.
Yeah. Hide the plaid recipe. Don't talk to them about the plaid recipe.
What plaid recipe?
Good man. Oh, you're just gonna grab stuff? Okay, cool. Got cut in half. Oh dang. That's Mo. Don't get excited. Oh my god. Tim. Oh my goodness. One of these days we'll paint some plaid so you guys can let out your excitement. But today is not the day.
Won't be me ever.
It won't be him ever. So fun to see you over here, Jacob.
Did I not come on Tuesday?
You were here for like 5 minutes.
I don't remember Tuesday at all.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I don't know. I'm just trying to remember Tuesday, and there's no thoughts in my
There's-
brain.
yeah,
about
you're
it.
just like, You're opening up the file cabinet that is your memories of Tuesday, and it's empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is.
I really don't remember Tuesday.
That's a lot of my life. Is going. Hey, I need to do this thing. Hey, I'm gonna open up the brain cabinet that is the file for this, and then it's like, where'd it go? Did we misfile this? Is it in the outbox? Is it in the inbox? Where'd it go?
Yeah, I really just have no memory of that whole day, now that I think about it. Chevron pattern paint.
No, don't you even get started. As a thought with chevron pattern paint instead.
I want to see that. Jordan. Let's hold a poll.
No,
Let's
no
hold the
polls.
Chevron or plaid?
No.
Aw,
No. They're all gonna say plaid.
I guess. What? Maybe I'll vote Chevron if it makes you feel better.
I'm not sure that makes me feel better.
Is it better than plaid?
I'm not sure either is good.
Well, you gotta pick one if there's the poll.
Look, I'm here buried under a pile of scales, okay?
Shame. Spray on hazards with no masking required. I would love to see that. Jordan,
Nope.
somebody's got to do it, and it will not be me.
I am just gonna sit here and paint scales in silence. Y'all can have fun to yourselves. Jacob can run the show.
Run
Uh,
is a strong word.
Run is a strong word?
Yeah.
Come on. Not that hard. You gotta talk to the people. Be one with the people. Make them talk to you somehow. I don't know how the heck I get you guys to talk. Maybe I don't. Maybe you guys get me to talk. Who's in control here?
What is the challenge for this month?
Freehand.
I was gonna say, isn't it freehand? I guess that kind of plays into all the weird paint schemes people are talking about.
Yeah. Also, y'all can just paint plaid for the challenge.
Yeah.
That is freehand.
If you paint leopard print freehand, I will vote for you. I'll come in and vote for you when we do that, if they allow me to.
There you go. So Jacob has spoken.
You heard.
So shall it be.
Yep. Leopard print freehand. You will automatically get 1 vote.
Where'd you order it from? Timbuktu? God, I hope it wasn't from us. That would be embarrassing. Oh, chat. How mysterious you all are.
Aw.
Oh, right. I remember you ordered the one of the newer busts from Mineworks.
Oh, directly from them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's some stuff that they have that we don't have quite yet.
Yeah, we haven't received it.
Arrived. Hmm.
Mm.
Wait, you're local paint liquor? If you're local, why have you not stopped by the store? I feel like if you're local and I haven't met you yet. Now people just get to start whenever they want. What do you mean? You're in East Mesa? I mean, that's pretty deep.
It's not a deprogramming, it's a personality adjustment. That's our official business term for it.
What is?
They asked Paint Liquor, "Are you worried that we would kidnap them and try and do a deprogramming?"
Yeah. Yeah, we probably would.
The keyword is try. I won't say how hard. We'll try.
Oh, Jacob throwing the shade. Ooh.
I know I won't try very hard, so you don't have to worry too much. I can't promise.
Well, there's a couple of ways you can interpret that
the
statement.
rest of the staff.
We tried as hard as we could to deprogram you, but it couldn't be deprogrammed because it was so rooted in your bones. Tim, so all of those dates are at the beginning of August, which is when it was supposed to be posted initially. If you actually look at the pinned post, Tim, it says that you can have them dated as early as August 1st, which is the day after we did the stream talking about the winners for the July challenge. God, don't remind me, Omicron. It's so many. Have you looked at how many freaking scales I'm painting on this darn model?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's ridiculous.
It's a few. More than a few.
It's a handful more than a few.
At least like 30.
It's no, more than 30.
That's what I said, at least 30.
It's more than that. It's a lot more than that.
I'm gonna go sit on the chair.
I think we're like looking at maybe thousands. It's a lot. Yeah, Tim. It was supposed to get posted that next morning, but it got sidetracked because I was literally leaving to Gen Con the day after. So, that night, or the next day. It was the next day. So, Maybe Avian. If you behave, maybe we'll see another black coming down the pipeline. Did everybody else leave, Jacob?
What?
Did everybody else leave?
Yeah. Like right now too.
Wait, really? That's a bummer. Jacob's big on like hanging out for a minute and then dipping. He just got a text message saying, "Hey, let's go do something fun," and then Jacob's just like, "Okay, cool. I'll leave Jordan here all alone."
That is exactly what happened. Yes.
I'm aware of exactly. Let me guess. It was probably Jesus.
Yeah.
And of course it was. And you guys are gonna go play Digimon.
No.
You guys are gonna go do something card related.
I don't know.
Oh.
All right. Well.
Wow, he
I'll
calls
leave
and
it.
you answer. And you leave me alone.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna make fun of you forever for this.
Why?
Because you're leaving me alone and my soul is hurt from the inside out.
I'll always be here for you in your heart. Yeah.
No.
That.
No.
I don't know.
No, he's not doing a very good job of it, chat.
Bye.
Bye, Jacob. Goodbye forever. This is what he gets. He is receiving my ire in perpetuity for this. Yeah, Jason did. I know. I just, I get lonely sometimes. I get lonely. Oh, man. Thank you, Avian. That helps a lot. How are you all doing? Enough of me. You guys all having a wonderful Thursday? You guys looking forward to having the weekend come up tomorrow? 'Cause I certainly am. Been a whole lot of shows and people and talking and stuff. It'll be nice to like rest and relax this weekend. You're hot. You work Saturday. That's a bummer. Work is finally done. You rotated on the desk area and now painting. Nice. What are you painting, Avian? If you haven't noticed, I'm procrastinating on painting scales right now. Wait, this one? Oh no, Chaplin. Never mind. I'm actually excited. I have a little small project. Bobby Rouse. Yeah, Gosu. That is pretty much exactly what's happening. Yep. That is a pretty accurate representation of what's going on here. Yeah, see? I'm gonna zoom in so you can see. All the wild shading that we're doing on these scales. Avian, did you pick up any of our gloss yet? Because you can always mix a little bit of the gloss and no, Gosu. But you can mix some of the here, I'll even show you. I'll take some of the gloss. Oh, I gotta open it first. Hello, Jordan. Pay attention a little bit. You know, you got this stuff that you gotta do. I feel like you would really appreciate a scale pattern right now. Oh my goodness. As a thought, that's actually hilarious. Am I punishing myself for some reason? No, I just think the model's beautiful. I think the model's really pretty, and I want to paint one. And unfortunately, that just means that I have to paint a lot of scales. I knew what I was getting into. But it's you know, it's a really nice model, so I'm not gonna not do it. No, Azathoth, I am not gonna do that. All right, let's see here. Let's grab a little bit of the coal black. And let me find a little test. Testing purposes. Okay, I got it. My trusty tester model. So we're gonna grab some of this coal black. This will be good. I've never actually done this before, so it'll be fun to kind of test it out and see what this all looks like, how much gloss it adds to the mat, right? So that's just straight out of the bottle with coal black. Well, thank you, Paint Liquor and Omicron. I am very happy with how the pretty lady and the pretty snake are coming along. All right, so let's mix up some of this black with some of the gloss. Let's see what it looks like. We're going to apply it right here. So the thing I'm noticing about this is that it's getting thinned down a bit. I put a decent amount of the gloss in there. Maybe I'll mix a little bit more of the black in. Definitely need to figure out the right mixes to get a nice solid black. You probably don't need a ton of the gloss to add some sheen to it. But this is why we do these weird tests, right, chat? So we can figure it out. I'm going to paint this leg too. It definitely adds a bit of sheen to that. I saw that kind of dry right there. Alright. So you can see this matte version is drying on the right hand side or the left hand side of our screen. Might actually be easier if I grab a white sheet of paper. Let's see here. If we do good sized brush full, and then just a touch of the gloss. Let's see what that looks like. We're gonna paint it on this cape. We'll paint it nice and thin so it dries fast. Oh, see you later, Paint Liquor. Have fun. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's got a little bit of a sheen as it's drying here. Okay, so it looks like it doesn't take a lot when you mix it in to get it to be satin. So you can see the shoulder right here versus this one. Let me grab a little bit more of this black. Paint it on the rest of the shoulder. It's definitely subtly darker. I don't know if you guys can see this on the miniature. It's really hard with like the black paint. It's also not completely dry. But you can see the sheen on the right side and how it's not on the left side. And it's just ever so slightly darker black. That is correct, Azathoth. Yeah, the matte black paints tend to read a bit more gray. It has to do with how light reflects or doesn't reflect off of the material in the same way that it would reflect off of something that has a little bit of a sheen to it. Yeah, there's definitely a subtly noticeable darkness to the right side versus the left. It's very subtle. It's definitely something you can see in person. Let's see if I can get the back of this. And it looks like the small amount I did add made a really slight change to the sheen of the paint here in the back. And this was just a little bit of the gloss medium. So you can definitely like adjust how much satin you want out of it. I think this actually looks really nice. This just like really subtle sheen, kind of like right here, where you can see as I move the model around, right? This is still drying here in the middle and on this bottom part. But you can also see like the sheen from this, super matte. This looks a little bit more gray. This has more black to it, right? So yeah, that's really interesting. That was testing time with Jordan. Do 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 do. All right, back to the snack. Snack lady. She's a snack lady. Yeah, that was the gloss varnish that I added. It also acts as a gloss medium, right? So it lets you turn any of our matte paints into a little bit of a satin. And all you have to do is mix a little bit of that gloss medium into it, or the gloss varnish. And the same is true for the matte, right? If you want to take our, deep dark sea Ben and you want to make it a little bit more matte, you just take some of the matte varnish when it comes out, you do the same thing. So it's really flexible with what you can do. We're going to be bringing up the highlights on this here part of the snake. Generally speaking, no, Azathoth. They're largely the same. Oh, even brighten up some of these down here. There we go. And you guys can see how I'm applying this here. I'm really trying to just hit these edges of the scales. So I'm building up these gradients right on these like reflective sections where this color is coming through. And then what I'm doing is I'm hitting the edges of the rest of these scales to create the effect of that reflective light. Why is that, Tim? See, Omicron. Is there an issue with the satin? It's just a different kind of paint. Hmm? That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. Gosu, must be so tempted to dry brush the scales and call it a day. Man, let me tell you how many times I have thought about doing that. I've thought about it a lot. Like a lot. I still have so much to do on this model. You gotta do all the base. I gotta find a plinth for her. I need to finish up. I need to fix this little spot on her skin. I gotta do all the rest of her jewelry and stuff in this silver. I gotta finish the top part of the snake. I gotta do the little shaky tail. I gotta do all of her clothing, right? Gotta paint her hair. I need to finish all these feathers. It's a long process, my friends. It's a long process. I'm mixing up nice little mid-tone here. Use to brighten up these scales out here because I want to bring some of this highlight out to the edge. Add more of these highlights. So much of this like push and pull, man. Just doing this small little adjustments to bring it up. Let's see here. Shouldn't need a satin or gloss to make something look a certain way. Yeah, that's totally reasonable, Tim. I don't have anything against that opinion. It's totally valid reason. The only thing I would ever do is just encourage somebody to try it out and see, you know, with an open mind and see what there is to like about it and what there is to not like about it. It's a tool, right? All of these things, satin paints, gloss paints, all that stuff they're just tools, right? And some people don't like to use certain types of tools to get the job done. And it turns out there's a lot of different ways that you can utilize any sort of tools that you have to get these projects done. So there's nothing wrong with not being a fan of satin paint. And, you know, like Tim was saying, the nice thing is when the mat comes out, he will be able to turn it into matte paint. Yeah, that's the whole thing. There's nothing wrong, no wrong way to do it. The only wrong way to do it is to not do it at all. And I think we can all agree that not painting at all is just missing out. Ginger beef. This is your favorite model you've seen on the channel so far? Thank you. That is very kind of you to say. I have been truly enjoying painting this miniature on the stream with you guys. This is kind of the perspective we're going for. Yeah, it's really starting to come together. Getting paint on the scales of the snake really like helped to make it come alive. Yeah, and remember, Tim, all of the paints in our main line are going to be matte. That is our paint. It is hyper matte. All of the Pro Acryl paint in our main line is going to be matte. The only reason that they're satin in this particular case are because they are signature sets. Now that doesn't preclude us from doing another, set of satins in the future, but some people do like satins, and they do give a deeper and richer black, right, when painting on models. So there's some benefit to having a little bit of satinness to some of your paint for some people. So you will probably see some more from us, but they won't be a mainstay like our matte is. Just kind of glazing some of this back down. So we can get some nice blue, green transitions going on. Oh, man, these freaking scales, guys. My God. Blah. 3 hours of scales start to stop. A lot of freaking scales, guys. How do you think you guys feel? What do you mean, Mo? It's coming along. You're not wrong, Ginger Beef. It kind of is the best part of the model. Yeah, when I close my eyes, I see scale after images. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna be dreaming about scales for the foreseeable future. Like, how many scales can we paint? How many scales can we make Baby J paint? The answer? A lot. We can make him paint a lot of these. There we go. There's this highlight color back again. We're gonna really... Pulling up to the house, Tim. We will see you later, buddy. Always great to have you around. Enjoy. And don't post any more of that silly barbecue in the Discord. It's making me hungry, man. Making me hungry. I got a taste of it in freaking Texas, and now I'm like, ooh, I gotta have it. Ginger Beef, is your paint line up distributed for sale in Canada? Yes, it is. In fact, we do have a Canadian distributor. And if you look at the wonderful, wonderful FLGS tag, you can find local stores near you in Canada that might carry our stuff. I think my only beef with these scales is that some of them get really rounded and some of them get really pointy. So some of them kind of almost feel like fish scales to an extent. Where some of them feel like really pointy, snaky scales. Like these ones around here are all very rounded off. Just an observation of the sculpt. There it is. Mission Fun and Games in St. Albert. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, we have a decent amount of stores in Canada. We got a ton of stores in the United States. We've got a few stores over in Europe. But we do have Europe distribution. We have Australian distribution as well. So you guys can get it overseas. Who has it worse, the person making all those scales or the one who's painting them? The person who's painting them, Avian. And I'll tell you why. A lot of these scales can be replicated when sculpting the miniature. A lot of them can. So you have the benefit of being able to do that. Which is pretty freaking rad, if I don't say so myself. I wish I could do that. Alright, we're punching up these scales here a little bit. We want a brighter. No, it's digitally sculpted. There's definitely some like very specific things that you can tell when a model is traditionally sculpted versus being digitally sculpted. And this model does not have any of those telltale signs. Like typically like fur, hair, things like that are like really big, easy ones to kind of show when something is being traditionally sculpted versus digitally sculpted. Those are some big telltale signs. Yeah, exactly. Right, Mo? I mean, there are plenty of snakes and stuff that are huge and have tons of scales that have been traditionally sculpted. Those things definitely exist, for sure. And it's wild to think about. You're correct. Yeah, those sculptors long went insane years ago. They're still around, man. Maybe insane a little bit in the main brain, but you know, All right, we're gonna do a couple of big ticket highlights here. I'm sitting here, I'm putting little dots of reflective light on some of these scales to really kind of push up those highlights. Let's see here. Doing all these. Hello.
Yeah, everybody knows. Except for Jordan.
I'm still here. I'm painting away.
Jordan Yoshi.
Live right now?
It is live.
Oh, hi.
Hi, chat. We have guests. Say hello.
We're intruding.
It's okay. I was just about to
Finish up.
finish up for the night.
Yeah, so we can paint. We have a game table so that as we get further in the game development, to do. And then we just have like a podcast here set up.
Alrighty, chat. That is the end of the line. We are gonna clean up shop for the night. So I am going to. Sorry, I can't even stop. Look at this. I'm just having a great time. All right, guys. I am going to hop off. We're gonna put up some links in chat for you guys. I'm gonna do that really quick. Of course, we've got the Discord link. Don't forget to join us on the Discord for all of our monthly challenges. It's a great place to hang out and talk paint and hobby with all of us. We have our store link. If you want to check out all of the fantastic paints that we've been using on stream today, check out our store, monumenthobbies.com, which is the link right there. And then we have our FLGS, which I just put out earlier. This is our store finder. So if you want to find a local game store near you or a local hobby store that carries our product, that's the place to go. We have tons of stores all across the world that'll be able to stock our paints in store for you guys to go pick up. Don't forget, we stream 5 days a week. We stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 to 2. And from Tuesdays and Thursdays, we go from 2 to 5, just like today. Don't forget to stick around. We're going to be finding somebody to raid here in just a minute. But thank you guys so much for hanging out for the stream. You know I love it. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys. For all of the raiders from Malev who stuck around, thank you so much for sticking around, you guys. You guys are awesome. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Talking about. It's like, go play Baldur's Gate, and he did. Nothing else. Nothing else interesting.
Warhammer's dead to me. This is a Baldur's Gate podcast now.
Oh, okay.
Bitch. That was me burping the word bitch. I don't know how that's allowed. That shouldn't be allowed. I feel like that's even worse. I think burping swear words is even ruder. It's like beyond rude compared to just saying a swear.
Mm-hmm.
Infection Warlock, they could have at least given the Infernus Marines some cool, funky gas mask helms.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would make more sense.
I am working on a squad of eradicators, and I'm definitely going to try to trick them out a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're more than just Space Marines with meltas. Like I have some epic basing bits of torches and braziers that I'm going to put onto their backpacks.
Yeah.
Does that look good? Might be a little much.
Speaking of looking good, Monument Hobbies is raiding.
Hey, Monument Hobbies. We are doing a little kit bashing and converting.
Whoa.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll put these on the shoulder pad.
Monument Hobbies, hey guys, hope you're having a great stream so far.
Yeah. I got a lot done on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't hold on to this bit to save my life. There we go.
That's always the problem with those bits, is that they're very small.
Mm-hmm.